Hey everybody, Ryan here. So you're just about to listen to episode 82, and you will notice that my and Natalie's audio sounds very, very, very bad. We had technical difficulties that we didn't realize until after the recording. So just a disclaimer that our audio sounds very bad, and it's not you or your playback or anything like that. It's a problem with us that we will fix on the next recording. Sorry about that. Hope you can still enjoy. Thanks. You're listening to the Gamecasters.
Natalie, Jeff, and Ryan are the Gamecasters, and they do a board game show, inboxes, and nooks and games, and top 5 lists, and sometimes there's fart jokes.
Welcome everyone to the episode of my birth. It was 39 years, 4 months, and 2 days ago that I was propelled forth from the amniotic sac and into your hearts in 1982. And my mom told me the first words the doctor said when I came out was, this one won't stop thrusting. And apparently I tried to breastfeed from every nurse in the room. My first word was, Aruga.
Ew.
Well, things haven't changed a ton almost 40 years later. I'm still trying to breastfeed from every nurse I see. And there aren't enough Tide pens in the world to cover up what comes out of my mouth on the daily.
Oh, God.
So we're a bit nervous because we have 7 people coming to stay with us for Nerdfest, which is this weekend. This coming up weekend.
Yes.
If you're listening to this, it's happening now.
Yeah, it is.
Though maybe they should be nervous because they're going to be at my house, which if you shine a black light in any direction, you're bound to see some stuff. Oh, God, I hope it's urine.
God, I hope it's urine. Is there blood, semen, or urine?
Oh, God, I hope it's urine. Hope it's urine. No, seriously, though, we cannot be more excited for Nerdfest this year. And we're starting to approach the levels where even Dave's basement is starting to not be able to contain the enormity of the fest, which has always been my dream. Well, it hasn't been my dream to grow out of Dave's basement, but it has always been my dream for Nerdfest to be like a legit kind of like small convention, held like at a hall with vendors and stuff.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how that would be?
Well, not vendors, but like that would be awesome.
You can't imagine.
Hey, Ryan and I
imagine.
we can sell our collection. I'll just bring games I don't want.
We'll be the vendors.
Yeah. Easy.
We'll be everything. We'll be the vendors. We'll be the people
Yeah.
running the events.
I'll sell some muffins.
Muffins.
Bake sale.
Hey, you guys want some muffins?
Muffins.
Muffins, a bag, feed the bird. Okay, anyway, that is seriously my dream. I would be so freaking elated if that happened somehow. I feel like this is kind of step one. So we're gearing up for the Tumbling Dice tournament, the Clask tournament that will take place Saturday night. We got shirts made up, games to give away, and it's just going to be an awesome time as always. Omicron, Persei 8 notwithstanding. So what I want to know from the two of you is what games are you looking forward to playing the most? Like,
Whew.
I might just have a table set up with Hadrian's Wall that I run like I'm working for
And just,
Garfield
like,
Games
on
All
loop?
Convention. All fest, yeah, just like, okay, now you play. I really, really want to play that. I also kind of want to play Chinatown again. Remember how fun Chinatown
That was really
that
fun.
one Nerdfest,
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
I think people would really enjoy that game. Natalie loves it so much. Right? That's your favorite
I
game?
think it's your favorite.
Yeah, that with a bag of
That and
combos.
combos.
Yeah.
It'd be a fun
She
night.
loves that. Yeah, that's great. So I think that would be a lot of fun with the piece. What are you guys looking forward to playing? Jeff, what about you? Go first.
So I want to play. So I've been talking to a few people who are newbies to Nerdfest.
Nerdfest.
And are they're a couple years in. They're like, they're like sophomores. But Mr. Measles, he is a science teacher. Well, you know that, but everybody else might not. He wants to play Trismegistus, so I'm really excited to play that. I'm actually really excited about playing some games maybe for a second or third time that I love. Like Natalie's Play Again list. I would love to play my Play Again list. Like Trismegistus would be cool. I would love to play Bitoku again. Maybe a game of like Lost Ruins of Arnak. I also am playing Underwater Cities for the Goldie Belt of Dan the Burrito Man.
Woo.
What is the Goldie Belt of Dan the Burrito Man?
I don't know. I kind of put a whole bunch of words together. So Dan, because he is great at saving money, has bought this championship belt. It looks like he's a WWF fighter.
Yeah, he had it like custom made, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like, so I'm going to get this wrong, but on the front of the
buckle?
Yeah, on the big buckle. There is this gigantic icon, and it's a magic something. It's some symbol in the magic world. Not like Illusions Tada, but like Magic the Gathering. Yeah, like MTG World. And since he's posted those videos a few times of him like taunting me with that belt, he's had a lot of like MTG people reach out and go like, "Oh my god, is that this? God. Where did you get this?" So they're like pumped about it. But he made this belt as like, this is what he would pass around in like his game group, and when you win a game, you get to take the belt and all that kind of stuff. And he has it, and he has challenged me to Underwater Cities for the belt.
For the belt.
Ooh, I'd love to get in on that game.
So, Natalie, you can.
You can get out of the game, but Jeff is the only one the belt can be transferred to.
Oh, no, I don't care about the belt. That can be between you.
Well, let me ask you this then. Say Natalie wins the game. Say you play a game with Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say Chris Wilson gets in on that game. So there's 4 of you playing.
Yep.
And Natalie wins. Does the belt not transfer, or is it just, do you have to beat him?
I think we talked about if we don't win the game we're playing, neither of us, which probably will happen. It's just whoever had the higher score. So whoever finished better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as you defeat him, he will pass the ownership of Goldie on to you.
And if I don't win Underwater Cities, I'm just going to keep challenging him in every single game until I win, and then I'm going home.
I want him to like, if you win, I want him to like put it on you like a sensei giving a black belt to his student. Like I want him to like tie it, like put it on you and tie it. You know, like in
just
the back.
Put my arms up and have him tie this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And then in case it's too big, we'll stuff a pillow behind you like we did for Calvin.
Perfect. Man. Yeah, so that I'm excited about playing those games. You know, I'm always down. We always have some of these, I call them like mini traditions of playing games at Nerdfest. One of them being Lords of Vegas. That's always a complete blast and awesome to play. So I will always play that. I know Natalie might not, and Ryan has removed himself from ever playing that game again because he has
I've retired.
9 straight wins.
I am a big fat wuss, and I am I'm not going to lie. I could sit up here and be like, well, you know, I think I'm done with the game, and I learned all there is to learn. But really, I'm just a gigantic...
You still want to lose. Yeah.
And I don't want to lose so badly that it's over. And I love that game so much.
It's so fun. Just play it.
You're never going to play it again.
But it's more important to me.
It's more important to never play one of your favorite games ever again.
Yeah.
Because you've won the last 9 times. And Natalie, I know me and you for the last handful of years have played A Chronicles of Crime. So maybe we... get that in. That was something that's usually fun for the two of us.
Yep.
I always play Homesteaders. I don't know.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, we've played Homesteaders the last 3 or 4 years.
What are you going to do now? So one of the mainstays of the convention, we just found out right before the recording, is not coming.
I know, and he's
probably who you'd play a lot of these with.
Yeah, he's usually who we play Istanbul with, Homesteaders, and Lords of Vegas. So
right,
I gotta fill the...
Well, we got a bunch of newbies.
Gotta fill the hole. Gotta fill that hole.
Yeah, gotta fill the hole.
If you want, get a troll tool.
That's the goal of most of my days, is just to fill the hole.
To fill the hole. Yep. I totally agree.
Natalie,
with you.
Isn't that what you do?
What are you guys saying?
Filling
Natalie,
the hole.
Just fill the hole.
What did you say about a troll?
Fill the hole.
Oh, if you want the baby boy's soul
to get into the boy's soul.
Right. Got to pay the troll toll.
What's that?
To get in.
Just pay the
troll
toll.
You want the baby boy's hole, Natalie. You got to pay the troll toll. You got to pay the troll toll to get in.
Natalie, you're the funny one, okay? We're just repeating lines from It's Always Sunny. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Oh, okay. That's...
Yeah. Natalie, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to playing Underwater Cities with Dan and Jeff.
Just to hear all the trash talk going back and forth.
No, I just really like that game. It's kind of...
Can you make a pact to help me? Like, do the best thing for me so I can have that...
King make. He wants you to king make.
Yeah, king make me.
And Jeff, actually, so since Dan has challenged you, I kind of wish he wouldn't have challenged you. I kind of wish there would have been some sort of smacking one of the other in the face with a glove type of challenge.
Like on guard.
I've always wanted to see someone challenge someone else that way, or even have someone challenge me that way. But don't people will actually do that to me if I say that. But that's definitely what I would love to see. Maybe he could like smack you with the belt over the head. Bam!
Like,
and you're like, oh,
get some breakaway chairs and tables.
Challenge.
And like,
yeah, exactly. So Underwater Cities, you say?
Yeah, I kind of same thing that Jeff said. That any game that I just have been dying to play again. Such as Underwater Cities. I'd totally play like Terraforming Mars or like Lost Ruins of Arnak or
Chinatown.
There's a million games.
Chinatown, Resistance.
I'm pretty much a leaf in the wind, like Ryan said.
Cathedral.
It's a game.
Shut up. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
I don't know. I usually go with the flow there because it's really hard to just plan anything.
And the flow is going to be heavy, right?
It's gonna be heavy.
You're going to go with this. You're going to go with the
usually
heavy
it's
flow.
like, whoever's available at the time, they're like, you want to play this? And
Love
if
the
I'm
one you're with.
interested, I play it. There's definitely games where like, I'm not interested. And so I'm like, nah, I'll wait till something good comes along. But
And it's always that really awkward, like someone's like, RJ, you want to play this game? And I'm like, not really. No, sorry,
I used
sorry,
to
I don't,
feel
though.
like I had to say yes. And then I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't
you
really
actually,
wanna...
life hack. You don't have to
you
say
don't
yes
have
to
to.
everything.
Right. I feel like last year I was like, no, I'm not really interested in playing that. And I was like, this was
You're like,
awesome.
they don't hate me.
I know.
Yeah.
They still don't hate me. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people feel that way, by the way. Not to interrupt you, but I think a lot of people feel that way where they're like, shit, they're asking me. If I say no, we're not friends now.
Yeah. They'll never ask me for anything ever again.
Yeah, if I turn them down, they're like, well, I'm not playing games with this dickhead.
Yeah.
You looking at the list?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to play like Circadians. The last couple of years, we played Quacks, which is one of my favorites.
that's always
I'd
fun.
totally play that. I know last year we also played Istanbul with everything, and that was so fun.
Game's
That
great.
was cool.
I don't know. All I can think of, honestly, is games that I've already played. I'm sure there'll be games that I've never played before that we'll play. Oh, I want to play Obsession too, Amanda.
Obsession 2.
But I'm sure
Yeah, the Electric
I
Boogaloo.
haven't played the
well.
first one.
I'm sure there's games though that I've never played that I didn't know I wanted to play that'll just happen and I'll be like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool to play Euphoria again. We've
Be
only
into that.
played that the once and it was a blast. Mind Management. That's another top one. I really want to get played.
Yeah, and there's always, like you said, there's always that like surprise. We always leave Nerdfest and we're like, all right, what was your game of the fest? What was your surprise of the fest? We played that game Long Shot a couple years ago, and that was like just insanity fun.
I'm telling. Before we played that game,
you were not having it.
I was like, no, this is ruining Nerdfest. we all have to go play this fucking piece of. I was like mad in my head. Outwardly, I was probably like, yeah, okay, sure. In my head, though, I was like, son of a fucking sucking bitch, fucking Nerdfest piece of shit. I don't want to play that. And we start playing, and I'm like, well, okay, so I play a card. Oh, and then so I go up a little bit. So when I'm first,
Yelling.
I want. It was like
Reroll,
that.
reroll,
Like, I
do
was
that.
like, oh my god! I was like, I think
was a
I
complete
lost
180.
all my vocal cords came out of my mouth. They were like so loud. Like it was like I was yelling louder than I've ever yelled before. And when it was over, I swear I had a cigarette. I think. It was so that game was so fun. I don't even know if the game is that good, but that group, that electrifying moment where
we played a lot of
and that's what I think you're talking about, Jeff, right? Is that you want those moments that you didn't see coming, and it's like electrifying and you didn't expect it. You weren't like, okay, I'm going to play this game. It was just like you get swept up into something that you're not thinking is going to be cool. Can I have some water, please? And then it's really, 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 really
yeah, and it's just so fun. It was like that game again. If you care about it, it's called Long Shot. It's like a horse racing game. It seems goofy and silly, but when you just like act goofy and silly like the game, man, that was a blast.
Well, and it felt like there was 32 people playing. Yeah, there wasn't, but I feel like. It felt like we were like at a trading window in like in the New York Stock Exchange. Like everyone there was like 1,000 people there. Everyone's like
even people not playing were all standing around yelling about the game too.
Right. Fuck this game. This game sucks.
No.
You're the worst. Let's play Rhino Hero. I don't know, something like that. Yes, no, I am so excited, not necessarily for Long Shot, hold on, but to find a game experience like that.
Agreed.
That's what I'm really hoping for that. And I have a lot more to say, but Natalie, go ahead.
She raised her hand. So.
Oh, I was just going to say that there's other games that I would be happy to play are things like an Exit, because Ryan isn't so into those anymore. We played those at a few Nerdfests, and it's fun to like do that with a group. And then there was one more that I thought of, but I forgot, so it's okay.
Sweet, that's awesome. That was worthy of a hand raise. So
no,
what
there was another one.
I've had that with students.
10.
Yeah, what do you
10.
need?
I want to play 10
I
again.
don't.
My hand wasn't up. Yeah, it was.
My kids do that all the time. They'll come downstairs and be like, "Hey, Dada," while I'm in the middle of streaming or something. Dada, and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "I have something to tell you." And I'm like, "What is it?" And they're like, they look around the basement like, that light is on. You know, I'm like, wow, thanks for that. That's awesome.
But Natalie,
right, so
10, I would be in for that. So
I was excited. I said I was excited for Hadrian's Wall. I am. I really want to play. I'm especially excited to play it with Jeff.
I'm in.
Because he hasn't played it yet. I really need you to play that game.
How many? Oh, that can play kind of a lot.
That can play 6.
It?
Well, plus also in addition as well. Also in addition.
Yeah.
As well.
Yep.
Also, Dave McGowan is bringing his copy just in case.
We can have a giant play?
Well, either that or like if we're in the middle of one and some other another group wants to play,
cool.
you know, that we can have 2 set up. And so we both know how to play, so we can both teach it.
Totally.
But Chris Wilson wants to play that a lot too. He said that's the one game he wants me to teach him. Okay. And it'll be the one game I play with him. It'll be that. Because I plan on playing that over and over again. But what I am excited about, and I said this I think on stream when me and Jeff were streaming, because we talked about this a little bit on that stream, if you remember, Jeff. I am really excited to hear Jeff's thoughts and Jeff's like feelings on a game like Bitoku that after his first play, he said has potential to be one of his favorite games of all time.
Ooh, yeah.
If you remember, he gave it his Game of the Year. It was his nominee for Game of the Year 2021.
It was.
After one amazing play, which blew my mind. And I'm really excited. I'm not like one of those dickheads who's like, I'll bet you played again and you don't like it.
Yeah.
I am seriously like excited to hear if you still like it the same amount or maybe even more than your first play. Like, I'm really pumped about that. And there was another game that you talked about that I was looking forward to you play. Maybe it was Hadrian's Wall that I was looking forward to you playing. And so it's weird that I'm not looking forward to myself. Maybe it's because I'm not. My hose is kinked so badly.
Yeah.
But my hose is unkinked for other people. I'm a voyeur now. I like to watch people.
Yeah.
I like to watch people. I just like to watch them.
There's sites, there's websites for that and pills.
Yeah,
and
right, exactly.
Stuff for that.
Yeah. I'm a board game voyeur now. I'm interested in that. I'm also excited for the pageantry of the fest. So like everyone wearing the t-shirts. Right,
yep. That's always really fun.
Bill's not going to be here for the Tumbling Dice tournament. That's such a bummer.
He's the reigning champ.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got. Remember, he broke that trophy.
That's why he didn't go.
Yeah.
Remember, he broke the.
trophy.
Yeah, right, the trophy. Yeah, so that was. It turns out that was an omen, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for the Tumbling Dice tournament. I'm really excited for the Clask tournament. I'm excited for game giveaways that I'm going to bring a bunch of games to give away and stuff like that. I'm excited for. All of the pageantry around Nerdfest.
Like planning dinners. Like, what do you want? I don't know. Maybe I'll have Chinese. I'll have Chinese with you. We're getting pizza, like that.
Yeah, that's the best part of Nerdfest. No, really, all it is like, hey, do you want Jersey Mike's for the 8th time in a row? Yes, I kind of do.
Do you want to order it on my
Jersey
app or
Mike's,
your app? Okay, good.
Jersey Mike's is like island noodles for Nerdfest.
Hey guys, I got like $177 sitting in my Venmo right now. So
free money.
I've been saving that free money to like pay for my food all week.
You have $177 in your Venmo account?
Yeah.
He paid you that much?
What?
Well, no, they each paid $1.
That's a prostitution joke.
I've just been like collecting it over months
they each
and
paid
not
$1.
putting it in my bank account just to like keep it for like stuff like this. And then
that's a great idea. That's like what Jeff does, because Jeff gets our house for Gen Con, and he's always like, you don't have to pay me yet. And so we pay him like when it gets closer to Gen Con, he's like, there's my Gen Con money.
Yeah, it's
Boom,
funny. A big chunk of it was when Jeff had the game weekend at his house in the summer. And like we just happened to be the ones like getting and paying for the food, and so we were just getting tons of money through Venmo.
Yeah, it's all cyclical. It just keeps going around and around.
Yep, it sure does. Okay, so for real though, I'm really excited to play Hadrian's Wall. I'm really excited to play. I really want to get a play of Chinatown in. I don't know why. That's for some reason that's kind of like at the top of my list.
Cool.
It's got that social interaction that I think has the potentiality, is that a word, to be like really, really raucous, which again is something that I love about Nerdfest when it gets like hustly and bustly in there and everybody's like just like there's like just so much noise. I know that sounds annoying, but it's really not for me anyway, because to me it almost feels like, oh, everyone's having
People
fun.
are having fun. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like such it's a really cool feeling. So I'm very, very excited about that. I'm nervous. I'm cautiously optimistic for all the people coming here.
Yeah, me too.
We have a lack of space, but I think it's going to be perfectly fine. Only because, I mean, we're really just going to be sleeping here, fucking here, and eat and wait.
Like all you do is find
breakfast.
A bowl,
Showering
just
here.
put the bowl of keys somewhere, and then.
Yeah, well, luckily nobody will have the keys to my actual house. So once they get in here, I'm just going to lock them in my bed.
It's your rules. So.
Yeah, here's your room. Yeah, exactly. Have you guys been watching anything new? We've been watching Dexter.
Okay, yeah, I finished Dexter too.
Yeah, we finished.
And Holy Hand Grenade.
It's really good.
If you don't, we say this a lot. If you're not watching Dexter, you should watch Dexter.
Yeah,
because the show is fantastic.
If you haven't watched Dexter just like at all, just watch the beginning. Go back. Start at episode 1, season 1.
Right. If you need a Showtime password, just let me know. I'll give you my Showtime password.
Yeah.
I think you can have like 45 people from different states.
Why not? They don't know
your Showtime password.
What are they, detectives?
How do they know?
So yeah, we watched Dexter. We watched. We're still like kind of working through Billions slowly, but we did start a new show on Hulu called Abbott Elementary.
Hey, Abbott.
Yeah, like that. That's your favorite guy,
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's on Hulu. Abbott Elementary. It's an office Parks and Rec type show, right? Where they're breaking that fourth wall. They're talking. Takes place.
They're like talking to a camera.
Yes, yeah. So it's the main characters are like 2 brand new teachers that's in their first year teaching. There's a couple veteran teachers, and they're the ones kind of interacting with the audience, and which is us watching it. And it takes place in a like underfunded public school in Philadelphia. So it's like inner city public school, right?
Yeah.
And, okay, so I think it's really funny. Devin thinks it's really funny, but we're both teachers, and I have no idea if other people think it's funny.
Oh yeah,
right.
Because I was gonna say it sounds like right up your
esoteric
alley.
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like people like I'm watching it, and I'm like, that's exactly something a kid would say, and the teachers are not good because it's their first year and just thinking.
But that seems inherently funny. It's not like you're laughing at the beaker filled up with Bunsen oil.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like
Bunsen burner.
Yeah,
they don't have Bunsen oil.
The Bunsen. Well, you got how else you get the burner to go? You got to put the oil in it.
You can't light the thing without the oil.
The Bunsen gasoline and the Bunsen oil. But it also there's only 2 episodes out. It's coming out weekly like Hulu does. But the first 2 episodes were, to me, both really funny, but also had those like kind of heartwarming moments of like being a teacher and what you should, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to keep watching it for sure. I have no idea the lifespan of the show. I think teacher shows kind of start and then fizzle out and go away. Because I don't know if other people find it funny. Versus like crime shows are popular because it's not anyone's life and you just watch them, right? And it's like, wow, serial killers, that's interesting. And then sometimes it's like teachers, it's like what other show? What's a successful show? Comedy. What's a successful show with teachers? Not many.
I guess sort of Friday Night Lights, but you're right. It's not. There's not really about.
That's not about the school,
right?
It's not about the teachers. It's just about the kids.
There was this show a while ago.
Ripe for comedy to me. That seems like, or is it rife? It seems ripe or rife. For comedy exploration.
Yeah.
What is it?
So there was this show a while ago called Boston Public. That was like
I remember that show.
That was like the Law and Order of schools. That wasn't like funny. There's been this show called AP Bio that had the guy from It's Always Sunny in it.
I've heard about that.
Charlie Day?
No, the
Rob McElhenney?
The older the brother. The older brother.
The Dennis
Yeah,
character.
Dennis. So that Dennis, there was some other one. So I feel like they just kind of go and fizzle out. So maybe this one has some staying power.
What about Eastbound and Down? Was that a teacher? Was that about a teacher?
That was not really.
Wasn't there one with that guy though as a teacher?
Eastbound and Down, yes, was a show about school. It was in the realm
Kenny
of
Powers is hilarious.
Kenny Powers, yes, it was that was in the realm of like almost unbelievable because like there was no way he would be it's like that's like over the top crazy. But yeah, I guess you're right. That was one that was
no,
successful.
but I see what you're saying though. You're not talking about like if that's a video game, that's Mario Kart. And you're looking for like a Forza, a real style racing. Is Forza
So
a real
You guys have
racing?
lost.
It's good.
Drive
I
Le Mans.
think Sam told me, Miss French Toast. So I'm pretty sure I have to give a shout out to her because she told me about it to watch it. So
That's awesome.
That's like our
Thank
new
you,
show
Sam.
that we're watching.
Very cool. We watched Dexter. We're actually watching The Voice right now. I don't know why. Ariana Grande is really hot, so that's
she's
the
on
main
it.
reason
just,
that Natalie
randomly
wants to
we're
watch it.
like, we don't have anything to watch. Let's turn this on, I guess.
Right. It was funny. Natalie's like, I didn't like what she said, and I'm like, hey, we don't talk bad about Ariana Grande in this family.
Well, I don't judge anybody for watching reality shows because The Amazing Race
you
just
watch
started.
those. Yeah,
so
that's for
Amazing
sure.
Race, Big Brother starts soon
Yeah.
again.
It's just weird that we're just like, she's like, want to watch The Voice? I was like, okay.
I haven't watched The
And we've
Voice
just been kind of
in
into it.
So
like
this is the
10
most
years.
random thing and not what people are tuning into our podcast about. But The Voice,
Maybe.
for how entertaining, I think, and that's been on for what, like a decade?
I know what you're
already?
going to say. Are you going to say there's
No one
literally
famous
nobody
has come out
famous?
of that thing.
Yeah.
Here's the weird thing. Well, not weird. This might not be weird, but here's
Well,
the
we just
thing. Here's
noticed.
a thing. This isn't the thing. It's a thing. They, one of the guys, Blake Shelton.
He's
That's
a
his name?
country douchebag.
He's the country one. He was talking to one of the people that he was like coaching, quote unquote, and he was like, "You're so good. I think you could win the show." And he was like, "And even after you win the show, you might even be able to have like a career in music." And so when he said that, I was like, "Is that not the goal
yeah.
for these people? Is the
you'd
goal
think.
literally just for the judge to win?" Because that's all they ever talk about is I've won the show 8 times. So it's like,
Yeah, but your people don't
is
make
that
any
your
music.
whole goal? Yeah. So it's like, is your goal to, because like American Idol's goal was always the winner of the show is supposed to get a recording contract and be a musician in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Is that not the goal of The Voice?
Kind of sounds like it.
It almost
It's
sounds like The
not.
Voice is just a competition, win it, and then it's over.
Right, and hopefully you get
That's
exposed.
weird.
And then maybe you could get exposed. Right. Maybe you get
to
enough exposure
make something
to then
happen
get a
for
record
you.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what they're giving people like American Idol did.
Right.
Because I think American Idol, you would get a contract for a year.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Well,
Something.
yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of times it
it's
was longer than that. I
different.
think Kelly Clarkson literally just like ended that like 3 years ago. She was on like an 8-year, 10-year crazy contract she was under.
Wow.
She was like paying a
Wow.
certain amount of money to Fox or ABC or something.
That girl can sing, man.
Yeah, she's one of the judges
She's
on
got a
it,
voice
too,
on her.
right
That's
now.
the
Yeah, they
shout.
just keep taking judges from American Idol and putting them on that.
Yep, and putting them in other
Yeah.
shows.
Right.
Yeah, the successful ones, exactly. Okay, so have we been playing some games? Not really, but there have been a couple.
Yeah.
Not me.
Oh, except for Natalie. Natalie hasn't really played.
Oh.
All right, so talking with Sam and Michaela McMeeple a while back, Sam let me know that he was playing this game called Role Player Adventures, which is a new cooperative campaign-style game set in the role player universe. And if you guys don't know role player, it's kind of, think of it as like thematic Sagrada.
Yeah. It's a good way
Now,
of putting it.
the rule set is not exactly that, but it's got a similar dice placement mechanism where you're taking dice and you're placing them in these like rows and columns, according to certain rules. Okay, and there's a lot of theme involved in this one. I think the theme is like you're building your character's stats to then take them out and fight, but you don't actually take them out and fight. I think the game is like you're just building your character's stats. That's the game, which is cool. So like a role player, right? So in this Role Player Adventures, you play with either a character from the original Role Player game, you can import your character in there, or one of the pre-constructed characters that comes with the game. And you're going on a map to like fight monsters, test skills, and learn all about each chapter of this story via, it's like a storybook format, okay? The game is heavy on the narrative, like a Forgotten Waters or Clank Legacy or Mice and Mystics or Stuffed Fables or Comanauts or Gloomhaven or Tainted Grail or Seventh Continent or Sherlock Holmes or Legacy of Dragonhold or Sleeping Gods or Above and Below or Tales of the Arabian Nights or Near and Far or Mansions of Madness.
Or is starting to not even sound like a word.
I was saying it like I was like definitely extending it out. Or, and it has choose your own adventure elements in it, which is really cool. Like Legacy of Dragonhold, or I'm just kidding. Basically, the storybook drives everything. Okay, and is this how Tales of the Arabian Nights is, Jeff? The storybook thing drives all of it. Okay,
Yeah.
You start the adventure with some sort of narrative. Okay, and then you're presented with a choice. And then depending on what choice you make, you will get more narrative and then sometimes test a skill, which is where you use the dice, like in base role player, okay? To pass a skill test, you'll have to roll a certain number of dice, and you can only place dice of a certain color and pip value depending on what the skill you're testing asks for. So for instance, let's say I'm testing stealth, okay? And it's a level 1 stealth check. That skill might require 3 dice, a white 2, a black 5, and either a green or a red 3, we'll say, okay? So I have to place those exact dice on those spots in order to pass the skill test. And the way it works is you have certain attributes on your personal player board. And these attributes are basically the different colors of dice, okay? So strength, which is your strength attribute, is red. And so that's equivalent to the red dice, okay? And your stat value in each of these attributes equates to the number of cubes that you can spend to pull that colored dice out of the bag. So let's back up and say I'm testing stealth level 1, okay? It says I get to use 4 dice. If I do nothing, I'll simply draw 4 dice out of the bag and then roll them, hopefully getting the colors and numbers I need, which is impossible, okay? So to make things simpler, I can spend cubes in the color I need to pull that colored dice out of the bag. So in my example, I needed a dice that's red or green with a value of 3. I could spend one of my red strength cubes to pull a red dice from the bag. Does that make sense? So I don't have to just randomly.
Sure. Okay. But you're spending something because then you get to actually...
spending a cube. Yeah. Exactly. So, and the thing about those cubes you're spending is, though, that whenever you spend one, it goes into this fatigue box, which is essentially your health. If you ever have fatigue cubes in that box that match or exceed your health stat, you're exhausted. And if your entire party is exhausted at the same time, you're dead, boy. So you pull those colored dice. You're dead. D-E-D. You're dead. So you pull those colored dice from the bag, and then you roll them. If you don't get the numbers you need, which you likely won't, you can use cards you have in your hand to manipulate the dice even further. There's a limit to the number of cards you're allowed to play, but it becomes a puzzle then to figure out which cards you can use to get the dice to be the exact color and number combination you need to pass the test. If you pass, you get to read the pass text, and if you fail, the fail text, okay? Then you go on and read more narrative and keep going, fighting monsters, which works almost exactly the same as skill tests, exploring the map, making decisions that will have a real impact on the story. For instance, if you decide to kill a monster versus take the peaceful route and let him live, different things will happen, right? You'll have to write a different keyword on your sheet, maybe. And then later in the story, you'll have to call to those keywords. So let's say if you have the keyword sly banana, it might say, if you have keyword sly banana, read C1. And so if you have the sly banana keyword, you read it. But if you didn't go on the mission earlier to get the sly banana, then you don't get to follow that thread any longer.
Oh, that's like, that would make me just want to be like, I just want to see what it was.
I know, I want to go back. Well, so that's a little bit of replayability there.
Okay,
that.
Yeah.
But so you keep playing until you get to the text that says game end. At which point you don't have to, but at which point you can go to the end of that chapter. Once you decide to go to the game end, you basically get to spend all the experience that you gained throughout the play on things like upgrading and getting more attributes, or gaining more health, or increasing your card play limit, things like that. Then you can buy additional cards from the market with any gold you acquired. And then you basically continue the story into the next chapter. Rinse and repeat until you've played all of them. I think there's around 10 chapters, okay? So things I liked. There is a lot to like about this game. First of all, the narrative so far is actually pretty compelling, which is very surprising to me. What I really like about it is it's the perfect length, just like me. Okay? That's what Natalie says anyway. You're not reading pages and pages of text and story before you get to the action. It's always at most only like a couple paragraphs. And the writing is good enough that you actually get a feel for the setting. So normally when I play games like this, I'm the person that reads them because I enjoy reading it. But usually I'm like acting out, the reading to make it fun for the people listening.
Right.
And I feel like I don't listen or pay attention because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I miss a lot of stuff as a result. But for some reason in this game, that didn't happen. I was genuinely interested in what was going to happen next. The key for me is that length of text coupled with the quality of the writing. Typically board games, I don't think, have great writing. But again, so far, I'm really interested in this one. Playing the cards for the skill checks and monsters was awesome. Determining which cubes to place in the fatigue box was also awesome. And that's the fun of the gameplay right there, is that decision point where you're like, okay, I need 2 black dice and a blue dice for this skill check. I have a black cube and a blue cube. Do I spend them both to pull a black cube and a blue cube out of the bag? So then I don't really have to worry about those colors anymore, because your cards can still help you, but maybe you don't have to worry about those. You just pull those cubes. But then you're spending that fatigue. Those cubes are then going into the fatigue box, and they count as you've been hit twice, essentially. And that decision point is really good. How can I figure this out to get me to pass the test and make the dice the way they need to be? Things I didn't like. Okay, the luck. This game has so much luck, which you might assume.
That was going to be one of my questions. I wrote it down like 2 seconds ago.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
yes, if you happen to fight a monster who doesn't align with your attributes, or you don't have the right cubes to pull, it can be absolutely devastating. I fought, for instance, this ogre who happened to have colors that I just don't have.
Right.
And I had done a skill test right beforehand, so my cube situation was pretty low. So I relied on pulling random dice from the bag, which are never the colors you fucking need them to be. And then the cards I had just didn't work at all for the dice I pulled and rolled. So it very anticlimactically, I just died.
So let me ask you a question then. With the writing of the story, was there any sense that the writing could have given you like hints of like what you might encounter if you go somewhere? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that does happen. And when you so let me just, I won't spoil a ton. Usually you can decide like, okay, if I decide to fight this thing, the book will tell you like, okay, you're going to have to test these skills. And then you can look on your sheet and go, well, I'm not good in those skills, so I might not pick that choice. However, there are situations that happen often, which happen with me. So with me, I picked this decision to do this thing, okay? And I failed. And because I failed, I had to then fight this ogre.
Okay, it was a slippery slope. You're like,
yeah. And so then it was like, at that point, it's like, okay, now you just have to take what happens, right? So I think this problem is probably exacerbated in a solo game, which is how I played. Because you only have one hand of cards. Now, the game is cooperative, okay? When you're playing multiplayer, you have access to everyone's cards, right? There's no turns. It's not like, okay, it's Jeff's turn. It's right. We're all working. We all move. Our turn is one turn together. And then to fight a monster, you and me are both spending our cubes together to play cards. So you might be like, I have a card that turns a yellow die into a blue die. And I'm like, ooh, well, I have a card that makes a blue die a 2. Okay, we'll both play those 2 cards and we'll get the blue 2 that we need.
Okay.
Right. So that's how that works. So you can see in that instance, there's double the card combinations. When you're playing solo, you just have one hand of cards. So my pool of manipulation was much less than if there were 2 hands of cards or 3 or 4 even.
Yeah.
And so there was really nothing I could do. And I wish that was different. I wish there was always something you could do. Like even if it was possibly like if it would kill you. Like I wish you could just spend those fatigue cubes to uptick or downtick a die by 1. Like anytime you wanted to.
Sure.
The trade-off being you're spending those cubes and killing yourself, and it's very, bad. But at least you might be able to situationally use that to win a fight that was otherwise impossible. Because when it's impossible, it's not fun.
Yeah, doesn't it seem inherently better to have 4 people to be able to choose from 4 different sets of things?
So here's the difference between that.
Or does that scale?
It does seem
right?
that way. It scales because when you're playing with one player, you know how I said you spend a cube and you get that color die?
Yeah.
You have to spend cubes equal to the number of players to get that one
so
die.
there is some sort of scale.
Right. So if there's 4 of us playing and we all want a red die, we have to spend together 4 cubes to get 1 dice. So
Okay.
that hurts.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. It does seem like that might be a better kind of a thing. Also, the price tag. This game retails for $150.
Whoa.
And even on like Miniature Market, Cool Stuff, and Amazon, it's still over $100.
I'm looking at it right now. You can buy like a very good used copy for $130.
Right. If you go on,
And
I think Miniature Market has it for like $107.
Okay.
Which is the cheapest I saw.
Is this like, when you play it once, are you kind of done? Or can you?
Well, so okay, that's another good thing to talk about because you know how you mentioned like, damn, I want to go back and do that thing I didn't do.
Yeah.
That's the only potential thing, because yes, I mean, once you know the story, it would be boring to go back and do it. But I could see, like I might want to go back and play the first scenario again, just to do this. There was this one thing I could have done that I really wanted to do, just kind of like, what's the poker term we always use?
Rabbit cam.
The rabbit cam.
Yeah.
You want to like see the next card. Yeah. So you could do that, but yeah, I feel like it's pretty much a one and done. I guess you could. What might make it not a one and done is playing it with another group, and then trying to steer them towards the decisions you didn't make.
Sure, yeah, or be kind of the narrator or the
yeah, exactly.
Take a back seat to the game.
That could happen, but there's a lot of content in here. There's a lot of adventure books. There's so much story. It's worth it.
Yeah,
but is it worth it?
How many?
Put the thing down, flip it.
Yeah, how many plays do you get on it? Like you said, they're broken down into like chapters or something. So how many?
Yeah,
of that
so
do you
there's like
get?
I think there's 10, but then there's like these side quests that you can do. So like after you play the first mission or chapter or whatever it's called, you can go on a side mission, and they have these there's like separate books that have separate side missions. So I'm not sure how many total plays you could get out of it. I think it's like 15, maybe say 15.
So if
plays.
you just went straight up end game, it'd be 10. But that's not how you're going to play the game.
You're right. Yeah, because you want to do those side missions and stuff like that.
Then
but no, I to your point though, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
for a game that you're not going to maybe own forever. Because
I just don't know. Some of these games just look so amazing to me, and I just don't know if I'll ever be able to play through it and get the reward.
Yeah, the value, right. Well, so here's what I'm doing with this game. So I kind of read the room, and I realized Natalie was probably not going to be super interested in playing this with me.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm going through it on stream, and every decision point in the game, chat in my stream is making those decisions for me. Janelle will put a poll in the chat for a decision, and then everybody in chat simply clicks the answer they want to do, and whatever they pick that wins, that's the decision I make, and I just do that.
That seems really cool. So I jumped on and watched some of your stream, and the people that were in there were enjoying making the decisions. So that seems like a really cool way to do it.
I was very happy that they were happy. We are very concerned with your concerns.
So if you're not following and subscribing to the Gamecasters on Twitch,
come follow the Gamecasters on Twitch, and we're going to be going through the remainder of Role Player Adventures on there. Because overall, dude, I really enjoyed this game, and I am very much looking forward to continue playing through the adventure on the stream. Also the box is freaking huge. It's almost as big as the Mechs vs. Minions box.
Does it fit in the calyx or no? Too big?
I haven't tried it yet. It doesn't look like it would, but I think it might. It also might. I could see that it might. It's definitely longer than the calyx shell.
Sure,
it's enormous. Yeah, it's like super long.
Cool. They're really hitting it, out of the park. This Thunderworks Games, who does the all this role player stuff, they've had some really big hits in the last 5 years with role player, with cartographers, and they keep, I think, sitting in that realm. It's a cash cow now, right? They can just
absolutely
put things in the role player world.
Good games too. I mean, we've played cartographers. Cartographers is awesome.
Yeah, I played role player.
All the role
5
player
or 6
stuff
times.
I've played so far. Yeah, right. All the role player times I played role player, I've loved it.
Yeah.
And this Role Player Adventures is very, very, very good. I think the more time that goes by, I will get, I'm going to grow because you level your character up at the end of the adventure.
Sure.
And so I'm hoping that the game will ultimately turn into more of a puzzle than it does a luck fest.
Okay.
Because that's where the game sings, is where you're like, I have all these cards. How do I turn these cards into the dice that I need? And that's the cool puzzle.
Cool.
So anyway, that's Role Player Adventures by, like Jeff said, Thunderworks Games. Designed by James William Ryan. Yeah, the Bizarro World me.
Yeah.
So I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to reach out to this James William Ryan, because my name is Ryan William James, and we're going to have a design team. A new game designed by Ryan William James and James William Ryan, with the artwork done by Ryan James, a separate Ryan James. We don't know his middle name yet. If it's William, holy fuck.
That'd be so awesome.
Although it'd also be annoying to have, there's another Ryan William James in the board game industry who's more famous than me. What if you found, a Jeffrey Allen Madigan?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. What if you found a Jeffrey Allen Madigan? Wouldn't you be like, oh, damn it.
And who's like a way better teacher than I am?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's at least a famous teacher or something.
Yeah. Natalie, welcome back.
Yeah, Natalie's back. She's drinking. Still drinking. She's about to burp, maybe. She's putting in her headphones. She can't hear anything. Here she goes.
She's back.
Say hi, Natalie.
Hi.
Say goodnight, Kevin.
I'm
Good night,
cleaning
Kevin.
the bathroom.
Good night, Kevin.
So that's what you did. Ryan's like, I want to talk about this game. And then you're like, bye, I'm going to go clean the bathroom.
She's like, oh my God, I can smell the toilet from here.
No, it's more like, I didn't play any games and I have nothing to contribute to this conversation, so I'm going to get a head start. I'm cleaning the bathroom that 7 people have to share.
Yeah, that's true.
Tomorrow.
We have a lot of people coming over tomorrow.
And it's the kids' bathroom, so it's not clean. There's toothpaste everywhere.
She's like, there was a mountain of toothpaste on the floor. Not like a bottle, but like actual toothpaste.
They're cleaning the grout. Yeah.
I was like, maybe that's just the cleanest anthill you've ever seen in your life.
A big blob of pink toothpaste on the floor.
All right, Jeff, what have you been playing, man?
Okay, so again, not a lot. We did play on Monday, which usually is a week ago, but we're recording in the middle of the week for like one of the first times ever. Because Nerdfest is coming up. We don't want to interrupt Nerdfest by recording for 4 hours and eating Taco Bell. But I'll tell you right now, Natalie, for you, Devin and I had Taco Bell for dinner because we knew the show was happening. So on Monday, for Natalie, we were like, probably Natalie would like that.
Yep, she's gonna care. Yep.
So
when
just
we turn the show off, she's gonna be like, "Wasn't that sweet that Jeff ate Taco Bell?"
Yeah.
Did you make Devin get a Natalie, a Jeff, or a Ryan?
She got what might be the new Jeff, which was the previously old Jeff, the Crunchwrap.
Which is the Crunchwrap. Yeah,
I got a Ryan. I got a Ryan
cool.
box. They have a Ryan box now.
How many come in the Ryan box?
Well, it's only one, but it's one, and then it's a Dorito Locos taco, and
I like the Dorito Locos,
and then a burrito,
taco.
Right? So it's like, whatever. And then I got a little Jeff. So.
A burrito is the Dan, I think.
A little
right?
Jeff.
Yeah, the Dan.
Yeah, the Dan. Okay.
So just to like recap, because I kind of like just recapping what we play on game nights on Monday. So it was Bill's pick on Monday, and we played Yellow and Yangtze.
Very cool.
Which at the beginning was, I feel like that game is a tough game to teach, and even with Bill kind of teaching it, like, all right, how do you get any points? It's one of those things where I felt like you did at the beginning of Bitoku, where I was like, what the hell do I do now? Doing any of this? And I'm like, oh, that's how you can get maybe, a point a turn, right? And it's one of those things where you have to collect a certain amount of sets, so you have your lowest number of a cube is your point total, right?
Yep. Classic Kinesia scoring.
And you're sitting there and you're thinking like, okay, you're 7 rounds into this game, what feels like maybe halfway, and you have like
2 points,
3/4 of a point.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Okay, I don't have.
I don't even have that color yet.
And then you sort of kind of like get it going, right? You have to have conflict in that game.
That's the greatest thing too.
And the conflict is pretty simple and straightforward. I liked it more than I thought. I almost wanted to I want it fresh in my brain next time I play it. So I hope maybe he picks it soonish. And our game was so close. And I remember, and we talked about this, but you talked about this on the show because you played it with Andrew and
Cheyenne.
Andrew and Cheyenne.
Yep.
And you had like a dozen and everybody else had like 6. And you're like, what'd you think? And then it was like,
I took a picture and they were all just like stone faced, like, God.
And that range, like 2 points in that game is a ton. 2 points could be 8 cubes, right? That's that's lots of turns.
Right.
So we were our scores were 11, 11, and 10.
Wow.
So Joe and Bill tied at 11. So what it does is it goes to the next like highest one, right?
Right.
So Bill had a 12 and Joe had an 11.
Wow.
And all of my scores I had, so in the 4 colors, I had 11, 11, 11, and 10.
Jeez.
So we were like, everybody was really close.
10 then. Yeah.
So my score would have been 10. So we played that. We played a game called Favor of the Pharaoh. I'm not going to waste anybody's time talking about it.
Not good, huh?
It just was like Yahtzee.
That's Tom Lehman too, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's Race for the Galaxy, right? He's that. And I was a little disappointed. It felt like glorified Yahtzee, and it felt like I was just chasing. I had a bad turn. I was just chasing the game. Like I would rather just play King of Tokyo or something. If I'm gonna like roll Yahtzee style and play this random luck game, I may as well play King of Tokyo and have a sweet monster.
Right.
But anyway, so a game I do want to talk about is this game that I got recently called Ruination.
Ooh, I've heard of this one.
This is like hard to kind of like say. It's the word ruin and nation smushed together.
Yeah, ruination.
Ruination. Ruination.
Ruination. Okay.
Okay. Natalie's gonna go clean some more bathrooms. Natalie, we'll see you later.
She's like, "Is it okay if I go clean some more?"
Yeah, I saw. First of all, so if you don't, obviously nobody knows. We're on StreamYard, like watching each other. I'm seeing Ryan on screen, and I see about the left side of Natalie's face, and all I see is her hand.
The right side.
Yeah, all I see is her hand going, like pointing upstairs. Like, can I get the hell out of here?
Can I get the fuck away?
I need to get out of here now.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
I hope I hear a muffled like.
Yeah, I need to go upstairs.
That's the reason she had to get away. Yeah. Can I just go clean, please?
Yep. Oh no. She's gonna love this part of the show, and she's gonna have to listen to it.
Ryan, come on, Ryan. You made a fart joke while I was upstairs cleaning the bathroom for our friends.
Oh man. So So Ruin and Nation. So Ruination or Ruination, whatever.
Yeah, Ruination. I think.
Yeah, Ruination. It's a 2021 game, which I think if I'm redoing my awards, this might show up for art.
Really?
It is so.
I gotta look this up now.
It's so cool. It's unique.
It?
I don't know if I've seen a game use this like color palette, of like pastel-y reds and greens, blues, oranges, on this like just flat white background. So it's like white.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this.
Yeah, and it just is like.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
Yeah, I don't know how to like describe. I'm like terrible. Like somebody who's graphic designer, like an artist, could be able to describe the type. Yeah, of art this
is some sort of style. It almost kind of looks cel shaded, almost.
Okay,
it's very cool.
And that means nothing to me, so I have no idea. To me, I'm looking at it. It almost looks like borderline like comic book art, but not like in the cheesy like superhero. There's like a little graffiti style on a lot of the cards, and the backgrounds are like splashed with these colors.
It is B.A. Baracus, right? It's awesome.
Yeah, so it is beautiful. So that might have been just something to be like an honorable mention for art. It's a 2021 game, Kickstarter. It's just kind of getting out recently in the last couple months. I think it's hitting retail soon. I found it on. You can find it on Colossal. So it's published by Colossal Games. If you don't know Colossal, they publish Western Legends, which is their big money maker. And then they have this new game, Lost Empire. I don't know if you kind of remember seeing that recently, but
yes.
And you can find the game on their website, but I haven't seen it in an FLGS. I didn't really look on Miniature Market or anything like that, but I don't know if it's hit like like retail yet. But so it is a post-apocalyptic area control game.
Ooh, area control. Okay.
So
post-apocalyptic.
It's got a little bit
kill.
Like again, I don't get drawn to area control very much.
Right.
It has a cool action selection mechanism that I'll talk about. So 1 to 4 plays in about 2 hours. If you play solo, which I did, it plays 45 minutes to an hour. It's short solo, which is fine. The only annoying part is that the solo version or variant, you have to get the Kickstarter like exclusive stuff to have the solo thing. If you're interested in the rules of the solo, you can go on and read the rules, but you need a set of cards that helps you play in solo, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yep.
So basically, what the theme is: the world has ended. It's apocalypse. The apocalypse happened, and think of like, is Mad Max, right? That side of just like desert,
decimated. There's nothing. Yeah. The land has been blighted.
Yes. And so you're basically competing to be the best horde. You're like group of people. You're going to be the best group of people. And you want to rule alongside this character they call Khan. So like Khan rules. Yeah. Khan rules the Ruination, and you want to lead alongside with him. Is kind of how it goes. So, and he's, the best one. So you're going to be the best one. You're going to rule along with Khan.
Okay.
All right. So, like in most area control games, you get a main board. There's different areas, right, that you're going to be able to move around and control. There comes with some cool minis that represent, of course, your armies. There's going to be fighting. There's powers. There's dice rolling, stuff like that. There is nothing new in the area control world. It's not like when I say area control, all of that stuff is in there. Like there isn't anything like super unique in that.
Groundbreaking. Yeah.
But there is in the way you take some actions, which is pretty cool. So players have their own little player board. That's a plus.
Nice.
It tracks your resources. It gives you some little bits of information. I wish there was more of a player aid on the board itself. And then the board also holds up to 3 cards, which is important later. Players start easily by controlling a corner of the board, kind of staying away from each other to start with, and then you kind of creep toward each other. And each area on the board that you control has a little resource that you can mine on it. The resources are very like apocalyptic resources. So like metal, water, bones, and like there's something else like an orange thing.
Bottle caps.
Yeah, they're just like they're kind of like, okay, well that makes sense. It's not like coal. It's not that. It's like people want water.
Right.
So on your turn, you basically are taking one of 3 actions. And here's where This might get confusing, but I'm gonna try to get through it. The way you take actions is you select one of the 3 face-up cards that represent that action. So the 3 actions are scavenge, move, and recruit. So
scavenge, move, and recruit. Okay.
Yeah, so those are the 3 actions. There are 3 decks of cards that have those actions on them. So there's a deck of move cards, a deck of scavenge cards, and a deck of recruit cards.
Okay.
The top one is face up. You kind of flip the deck upside down, so the top card you can see.
Sure.
You are taking... So if I take the move action, I take the card off the top of the move deck.
Got it.
And that's how I then execute my move action. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's a random pull?
You get to see out of the 3. So do I want to take scavenge, move, or recruit? And then I would take that, and then I would reveal. So
Got it.
Let's say I pick move, and then I reveal it. So the next
one. So they could be like, oh, that move isn't as good. I'll take scavenge.
Exactly. And all the cards are unique. So there's 14 of each action. They're all unique, and they let you not only do like the base action of scavenge, move, or recruit, but they give you some sort of bonus or special ability or power or discount on stuff as you take the action. So each action is has like the main action and then a little bonus. So for example, if you do like scavenge, the scavenge action lets you pick an area that you have and get resources equal to the number of troops you have, right? So your scavenge action might be get an extra resource for everyone you have, or it might be scavenge like that in 2 areas, right? So it kind of switches up the action that you take, the main action, by using that card, which is kind of cool. I thought that's really unique because actions feel different every time you take it. Instead of in some area control games that I feel like are not games like Blood Rage or Rising Sun or, you know, those upper echelon games.
Right, the big ones.
The other ones where it just feels like, well, I'm just going to move and fight you. I'm going to move and fight you. I'm going to move and fight. Like, that changed the game entirely because, like you said...
that's boring.
Yeah, like you said, there's a point of like, all right, I'm going to move. And then someone takes the move card off the top and you're like, that move's not as good. Or I'm going to scavenge, and then someone takes the move card and you're like, damn, that next move card is awesome.
Oh, that move card is BA.
That's exactly what I need.
Decision. That sounds like a cool decision.
That's the crux. That's the heart of this game, is that kind of cool system. Because I don't usually, again, get drawn to these type of area control games, but that mechanism, I was like, cool, right? I had a feeling when I played Jaws of the Lion where I was like, okay, I'm just going to go around fighting. I, again, don't get attracted to these type of co-op games, but the card play in Jaws of the Lion, I was like, this is unique enough to keep me wanting to come back. And I think that the action selection in Ruination would keep me coming back to this game and maybe reach for it, right?
Okay.
Cool. So... in normal types of area control games, if you move onto a space with somebody else, you're going to fight, right? You can recruit troops. There are cards like, they're called exiles, and they're like warriors that only you can get. Think of the gigantic minis in Rising Sun, where you know you can buy those cards and you get a huge mini.
Get the giant mini.
Yeah, so there's this exile deck that you can get exile cards from, and they come with their own mini, and they have cool powers like this is twice the strength, or this one can do this, right? Which kind of changes that. There's obviously going to be some fighting. Strength is determined pretty easily. You count up just like people there. It comes with, which I like, it comes with a separate like little track board where you keep track of your strength right before the fight. So you just count and then you move your strength up, which I thought like makes sense. So instead of like trying to remember like, okay, I have 8, but then I get 1 here and then I lose 1 there, you know, you're actually manipulating a track, which helps in this situation. There are, which I think you would really like in this game, there are like armor cards. They're called advantage cards, I believe. And those are the cards you add to your player board. And those give you like powers during the fight.
Ooh.
But you have to roll. So everybody gets to roll dice during the fight. I won't tell you how they're calculated, but you take the dice and you roll them, and the stars help activate the cards that are on your board. So if you roll like fight on the dice, it's cool because you add strength. But if you roll stars, you get to activate the cool cards on your on your player board. So the whole card playing thing, which again is more of like a action selection rather than area control, was my favorite part of playing. That was figuring out what's the best combination. When do you attack? Like you might be outnumbered, but your power might be cooler.
Yeah.
And So basically you continue just doing this, like fighting and losing guys and putting guys back on the board, area control-ish, until one of those action deck runs out, until you reach the top of a track. There's a couple other tracks you're moving up on to get little bonuses. So some thoughts. As I've said twice already, I don't get drawn to these type of games.
For sure.
But the thing that got my attention for this game was the art. It just is like eye-grabbing. I was like, I want to play this just by looking at it.
It looks awesome.
Yeah,
it's artwork is beautiful.
There is no way you can walk by this game in a game store and not just look at it.
Yeah.
And I knew a little bit about the action selection, that there was something unique with the cards. I remember reading some comments on Board Game Geek about the card play, and I was like, okay, that might make me want to play a combat game like this. The artist, so I to give a shout out to him because he's obviously listening. His name is Roland McDonald.
Okay.
Not
Roland McDonald.
Ronald McDonald.
Not Ronald McDonald, not Roland Wright.
So if you go on BGG, it doesn't say this, but on the box and on the rule book, it says the art is by, it must be his company, Roland's Revenge. Okay. So it's probably his company.
He's been kicked out of every game publisher in America.
And he's
landed started his own.
Yeah.
Roland's Revenge.
He's done, I've never heard his name before, but he's done all the Undaunted games, the newer Undaunted games.
Oh, wow.
Which are cool. And now that I look at the Undaunted games, I kind of maybe can see a style.
Yeah.
And
I don't like those games. I'll say that. I played those games a couple times. The art is very good.
So he's also done all the Western Legends.
Also
games.
Great art.
Yep, which that's a Colossal, so I don't know what the contract is there. He did the new Stop Thief game, which I think you guys played.
Yeah, that was good artwork too.
Yeah, so
had the cool little footprints all over the place. That was sweet.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that I never heard of Roland's Revenge.
Yeah, Roland's Revenge.
But I think out of those ones, I think this is his best. I think this is very cool. So like I kind of already talked about in there, something I really liked was that action card selection. Each card is cool. It gives you new options. The base actions of understanding the game are really simple. You can move, you can recruit, or you can get stuff, right? But then taking that simple rule set for those and then adding in the little bonuses that are changed by the cards, I thought was a really good way of getting maybe this being an entry level, like above entry level sort of area control game, but not to the Rising Sun, Blood Rage, Ankh level.
Okay.
Being a step below that, getting people in it that...
How long did it take you to play?
The solo takes like under an hour.
Wow.
I really don't see the multiplayer taking much longer than 2. Like, I think it's a 2-hour game.
Okay.
It's... The timer is essentially 14 of the same action, and that would be the timer. So if everybody took a move 14 times in a row, it would be a terrible game. But if everybody took that 14 times in a row, the game would be over.
Right.
And I think, you do a lot of like resource gathering at the beginning to then buy those cool cards. So that's what you spend your resource on. You buy the cool cards to add.
Okay.
And then once that kind of goes, now you're sort of moving and recruiting and attacking. So those kind of go back and forth.
Okay.
So... like you said,
I like that card system. That sounds really fun.
It was so cool. That was like, it helps create some really fun combinations. It just makes it like, okay. So for me, I liked it because it was a little more tactical, in this game. Your strategy of like, I need that move card's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Right. So you may need to make more tactical decisions in the moment. So if you are someone like, you have this long range plan of Blood Rage, right? Where you have a hand of cards, you know what cards you have. You've also, like, if you play that game a dozen times, you know what cards everybody else has. You're playing that sort of...
saw them in a draft,
Yeah, you're playing that people, but all the actions are like face up, they're right there. So you're making more tactical decisions. So if you think that, if you're more of a strategic person and want to make that the game, this might not be your thing.
Happen.
But if you're just like, I'm just going to do my turn on my turn and do what's best and pick the best card, then you can be fine in this game, which I think, again, is a good place for this game to be, to not really compete with the Blood Rages and the Ankh and Rising Sun of the world. And try to maybe set itself apart. I don't think much of it was really fiddly, which sometimes these dudes on a map game get
Yes.
get fiddly.
Yes,
like,
agreed.
Oh, I have to roll this dice, but if I do, I get this token, and then I flip the token over, but I can only use it once per era, and then it's like holy shit. I don't think a lot of that was really fiddly. Things were straightforward. The worst part was trying to figure out how many dice you got, and that was pretty simple. Just trying to count how many like types of different dudes on a map you had.
Sure.
That was a little bit fiddly, but nothing like some of these other games. I think if you're trying to play this with a game group and they don't like games like Blood Rage and Rising Sun, this might be, again, that entry level. I would say if I'm nitpicking for the box size and what you get in it, I almost feel like I would want the production quality to be a little higher. Like I would love to have like thicker player boards or like dual layered player boards, something cool like that.
We all like to be a little thicker.
Yeah. And especially because I thought about it being a Kickstarter, right? And like, I don't know what the stretch goals on the Kickstarter were to get the solo mode and to get the some of like these extra cards. It wasn't a lot of like component upgrade.
Okay.
Which was fine. You know, it keeps this price point at I think about $70, which is above average-ish, but again, for dudes on a map mini game.
Yeah, dudes on a map kind of mini stuff, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. It doesn't like take itself really overly like serious. Because of the tactical decisions, like I said earlier. I think that a game like Kemet is more appealing to me because this is, again, another dudes on a map game. Kemet, there's a bunch of different ways to score, and you can win that game really not having a lot of combat. This game, you have to fight. You have to go into places. That's how you're going to get 80% of your points, and you might not like that type of game. But I know the point that both you and Natalie have made before is that if you know that that's just what the game is,
yeah,
you might be okay with it. You might just be okay going, well, we have to fight each other. This is just what the game is. Mm-hmm. Instead of like, oh, I'm playing a worker placement. Fuck you. Give me your resources. It's not that. It's like, well, I'm going to fight you and then you're going to fight me. Like, it's just going to kind of go back and forth. If you understand that. Go. Exactly. So, overall, a game that I wouldn't normally get drawn to when I see area control, I think it's pretty solid. I think that people are going to like it. I don't want people to expect this in-depth strategy, Rising Sun, Blood Rage. I'm going to memorize all the cards. I'm going to be able to plan out my thing. It's a more tactical, have fun, laugh, kind of that type of area control game instead of...
That really speaks to me, honestly, because that idea of... Number one, going like, oh man, I hope that move card sticks around to my turn because that one is so good for me. That's a cool idea. I also really like the shit that got taken. Okay, now what do I do?
Right.
I do like that tactical.
Instead of going, all right, I have 5 turns planned out. And then your one turn ruined my entire game. That doesn't happen.
Right. That's cool. That's like that. I like that a lot. Sweet. Well, that's cool, man. So it's gonna stick around for a while, huh?
Yeah, I think so. That is Ruination. I don't think it's something that'll probably get played at Nerdfest, but maybe I'll put it in the bag. People can look at it. It's pretty.
It's cool to look at.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. So Natalie and I talked about Dice Throne a few episodes back that we played with Ben and M, and the jury was out on it because it's not really meant to be played as a 4-player game. So it really wasn't a proper play. And I didn't feel like I could really talk about it that much. Well, for Christmas this year, Natalie got me a date night box from Date Night Dice. And in the box was a 2-player box of Dice Throne. That's a lot of boxes and dices.
Yeah, cool.
The Barbarian and the Moon Elf is this particular one. There's 1,000 of them.
Okay,
right?
time out. Those are the 2 characters?
These are the 2 characters that came in the box. The Barbarian and the Moon Elf. Okay.
Did you guys just hear my... Amazon thing talk to me?
No.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't come through the...
There's a ghost. Okay.
I see nothing but constant love for this game. And so I was kind of like, okay, it has to be me, right? I wasn't super pumped about our last play, but it was all circumstance. So I finally got it played the other day with Cameron, and I was really excited about that in the proper 2-player format, okay? So I played as the Moon Elf, and Cameron was the Barbarian. And in this game, I'll give a very brief rundown. You're basically just trying to kill the other player. Okay. First person to do that wins. You have a series of dice you're rolling Yahtzee style to try and get results that match abilities on your player board that will damage your opponent. So for instance, if I roll 5 dice, I get 4 bow and arrow symbols on my moon elf dice. That might attack and do 8 damage, which is like a thing on my player board. It says, oh, you rolled 4 dice, 4 of these symbols. That does 8 damage. You can also play cards in your hand to modify die rolls and mess with your opponent a little bit. After you figure out how much damage you're going to deal, your opponent gets to then roll a defense. If they have a defense ability, they can roll for defense. After that, they suffer damage, if any, and then it's their turn, and play goes back and forth until one person's dead. So this game is fun. It's really simplistic and really light. The cards provide some cool choices so long as you can pay for them, and it can feel satisfying to get that large straight that inflicts damage, as well as placing status effects on your opponent. Or it can be kind of cool to use that total, or that token that you have to like weasel your way out of 14 damage that was coming your way, rendering your opponent's last turn wasted. Also, if you're living under a rock and haven't seen this game, the artwork is phenomenal. So the artwork is really cool, and it's very cool in these 2 particular characters. The game is just really fun to look at. That's what I liked. What I didn't like. All of that being said, that I just said, I honestly feel very similar about the game as I did at Ben and M's. And it's just that feeling is kind of indifference. I never found myself like actually having like, I don't want to say I didn't have fun, because it was fun. But how do you explain that? I wasn't like having fun. I wasn't like, oh yeah, here we go,
like
baby. Whoa, that happened. Oh my God. Yeah, I felt like I
playing
activated
it, but you weren't like into it.
Yeah, I was in it, but I wasn't into it. Exactly. I love it, but I'm not in love with it. I felt like I activated the same like 3 abilities every roll, and it was never really hard to do. And I would always do like 6 to 8 damage. And sometimes I would inflict a status effect, and sometimes I would play a card that would flip a die to a side to get me that small straight, which does an extra damage. And for some reason, I just didn't get it. The payoff always seemed to just be that 6 to 8 damage. There was never like these swings of emotion or crazy moments. It was just like, okay, it's my turn. I play a card to make you skip your income phase on your turn. Okay, now I roll my dice. Okay, I got 3 bow and arrows and 2 skulls. Oh, well, that lets me do 8 damage because of this ability on my player board. That's pretty good. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Then you roll to defend. Then again, I guess it's maybe it's over and I do 8. You know what I mean? It's like, and then it's like that over and over.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the simplicity of it. I don't really know. I can't really put my finger on it, but I feel like I'm missing something that everyone else just loves about it, because people love this game. To me, I think it's just too light and too simple, which for me makes it a bit too boring. But those of you out there who love this game, tell me why you love it. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me why do I just need more plays to unlock the magic? The cool thing about the game is the setup is nothing. There's no setup, really. It's like the rules are nothing. So it'll be easy for me to get it back to the table. Cameron said that he liked it. So I can definitely play it more.
Better than Marvel United.
Yeah, he said he liked it better than Marvel United.
Sell it.
Yeah, but tell me why. Tell me what it is that I'm missing.
That's funny because you've been into lighter games lately.
Yeah, this one I think was, I don't know, I felt like there was no, this is going to sound mean. This is going to sound mean. I felt like there was no soul in the game. It's just Yahtzee. You're just matching symbols on your player board, and everything kind of feels like it does the same shit. Oh, I do 6 damage, but I also inflict a status wound. Oh, I do 8 damage only. Oh, I only do 2 damage, but I get to heal 3, and then I inflict a status wound. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like you're ever like making a decision in the game?
Barely.
Okay.
Barely. You roll the dice. You can Yahtzee roll the dice, okay? So that's your decision. You roll the dice, and you're like, well, I have 2 skulls and 1 bow and arrow. If I just get 4 more bow and arrow, or 3 more bow and arrows, then I can unlock this ability, which is cooler. And then you have these cards, and the cards manipulate the dice. But it's all. I think my problem with it might be the abilities that you're doing. They're not different enough to be that interesting. It's literally just, I made this combination of dice. I dealt you 6 damage. Oh, you defended 4. Okay, it's your turn. Okay, you did 15 damage. Wow, that was a good turn. I blocked 2. You know what I mean? And it's just back and forth until 50 damage is gone from somebody.
So
and it's
there's
over.
not like almost like it needs an added thing.
I don't know.
To make it more
what
interesting.
It needs. It's definitely. This is just personally for me. For everybody else in the world, I don't think it needs shit. Because everyone loves this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it made it into a date night box, which tells me that Ben and M love this. They have everything.
Right.
You
They
could
have
possibly
everything.
have for it. Yeah, they seem to have a great time with it. I have no idea. I don't understand personally what it is that everybody loves about it. And I'm not begrudging them or like, this game's stupid. I'm like, I play it and I'm like, what is it about this game? This to me just feels like...
Yeah, you're making me curious.
It feels like nothing.
Yeah, I would like to know what... If people reach out to you and tell you that, I would like to know that too. Because, Natalie, didn't you feel similar when you played the 2-on-2?
Yeah, I mean, I had a horrible play.
But, okay, I will say this. Yeah, me and Ben, like, decimated Emily and Nat.
Yeah.
It was so bad that, like...
There was
Ben,
turns you couldn't do
There was turns
anything.
that, like, I literally couldn't even do anything. And Ben was like, I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
Which we understood that was not the way to review the game.
Right. So, like, I don't really know...
But Jeff,
if I can say much about it.
My play was identical in that game and this game. I felt like every turn I just kind of rolled what I needed to. Like what I want in a game like that is like, oh, I could do this. Oh, but I could do that. Oh, but this could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do this. But if I do this, and I want like all of those cool decisions. And
you know what he wants, Jeff? Star Wars Destiny.
That's what he wants. Why can't you just make Star Wars Destiny? Just give me Star Wars Destiny.
Dice
I
roll.
feel like the decisions were
Star Wars
interesting
Destiny.
enough. That's my point. And that's probably the crux of it. Because someone who loves it probably finds the decisions interesting enough. I found the decisions to be not that interesting. I found like all the dice combinations to be not different enough that it made me excited to try to go for one of them over the other.
Did you win? Did you win?
No, Cameron won.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Cameron won.
So I'm looking at some of the stuff on Board Game Geek, and you're exactly right. On Instagram, I see pictures of it. People love it. It's their favorite game.
Yeah.
What's your favorite game of the year? That's season 1 or the re-rolled or whatever these Marvel. They got a Marvel sticker, right? So it's like they just keep pumping this thing out with new characters, and
people are fucking loving it.
And it never made me get excited to want to. Like I never went. I really want to play this game because I knew it was like Yahtzee combat back and forth, and Devin and I would not like. I can picture Devin playing that game, and she would roll that dice and be like, "I'll just do this."
Yeah,
that's what she would do.
That's how it is with me.
And I think that would just like I wouldn't want to do that. But it's like people.
I'm pretty confident you would be very bored with this game.
Yeah, but it's like people love it. You're right. It's ranked. It's ranked pretty high, 7.8, 7.6.
You know, Star Wars Destiny is my favorite game of all time. I love that. I love dice rolling. Let me kill you before you. That's fun. But I don't know. This one just does not do it for me. I'm going to bring it to Nerdfest. I do think there's a lot of people there. Like I think Dan likes it a lot. Maybe Chris, maybe Amanda. I think a lot of them that are coming like it. So I might bring it and just be like, show me the way.
It can't take very long, right? 30 minutes.
Oh, dude, that's the cool part about it. That's the part I like the most. There's no setup. It is so freaking simple to get it started, and you kill each other in 15 minutes.
Okay, and the teach is 5 minutes. Right?
Yeah, the teach is nothing. Okay. It's literally just you can play a card first, then you roll your dice. You manipulate your dice with some cards if you want to. Then after you attack, you can play another card, and then it's my turn to defend, and then we apply the damage, and now it's your turn, and that's it. That's the rules. That's all. It's like there's nothing to it, and it's just each character has different abilities. You know, like there are these cool like I have some status effect tokens I can put on you. You have some different status effect tokens that you can put on me depending on my race and my character, and that's really cool. Each character has their own like super crazy power. Basically, it's the Yahtzee. If you roll a Yahtzee. Yeah. And there's like, but it's like super hard to pull that off, of course. Maybe the fun is in the card play. Maybe that's where the fun is, and I haven't experienced that yet. I'm hoping that somebody can be like, oh, dude, the game is here in this.
Yeah.
This is what's fun about the game. But as it was, the dice rolling part where you're just putting the symbols together to activate abilities on your board is not enough for me to come back to this frequently enough.
Sure.
Personally. So that's Dice Throne. And again, it's only the Barbarian and Moon Elf version. Like I said, that's the only box I have, but I'm very interested in trying it again. So if somebody out there is like, no, dude, here's what it is. I am like open. Like, show me the way. I want to like it.
almost like with Zulkin when you were like, I don't like this game. And
and Daniel was like, let me play with you.
Yeah.
I'll teach you. And then he did show me, like, I was like,
I want to show you why I love it so much. Yeah.
Here's some strategy I never thought of before.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, this game seems so, like Zulkin makes sense because it's very heavy.
Yeah.
Dice Throne, I'm like, okay, if there's something I'm missing, then, I got to be pretty stupid. It's so light,
It's this, you idiot.
Yeah, like, oh, you dummy. Yeah, so it might be the card play. Honestly, it might be. But for whatever reason, it didn't.
I'll give it a shot, but it never fired me up. But I'll give it a shot if Nerdfest is someone sitting around for 20 minutes.
Again, it's like it's so quick. It's not like a game where you're going to waste your time on it. You know what I mean? It's very, very, very quick. So that's Dice Throne. I think that's all we got for games. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to talk to you all for a moment about the Gateway Board Gaming Network, which you can find at www.thegatewaynetwork.com and the Gateway Network on Instagram. The sole purpose of the network is to help new or up-and-coming content creators grow by shouting each other out. If you go to the Gateway Network website, you will find other amazing content creators who are trying to grow as well. They are all amazing people who produce fantastic content. It's very exciting, due also in large part to the merch store there. Yes, we've got a merch store, which you can find at www.thegatewaynetwork.com/store. There you can find so many amazing items from a large portion of our members. Whatever kind of content you're looking for, the Gateway will have it. If you're a newer board game content creator and you're looking for a way to grow your content, please consider heading over to thegatewaynetwork.com to learn more. If you're looking to support the show, maybe consider flushing your money down the Gamecasters toilet by way of our Patreon page. There are 4 different tiers which will get you access to behind-the-scenes content, exclusive content, or content ahead of time. You will also get swag that nobody else has access to, and just the opportunity to help out and support a podcast which you sometimes listen to. We have amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you'd like to donate to help us pay for things like hosting fees and that blank that Jeff's had his eye on, please head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters to help out. The Gamecasters Twitch account has relaunched, and we're live every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday night, streaming board game and video game content and having a blast talking to all of you. If you just simply can't get enough Gamecasters in your day, please consider heading on over to twitch.tv/Gamecasters and give us a follow and maybe a sub. I have the best time streaming for everyone, and it's just a super fun place to unwind after a long day and watch someone who is trash at games play games. Come hang out and engage with me in a way you never thought you had to before, but I'm sorry, you do. Twitch.tv/Gamecasters. Possibly the best way to interact with all of us, though, is via our Discord server. If you go to the Gamecasters Instagram page, you can check out our link tree in our bio to get access to our server. It's a great way to engage with all 3 of us on a daily basis, as well as meet a bunch of like-minded, awesome people. So check out our Discord server.
It's now the time of the show where we all power down, and Jeff powers you up in this episode's Instagram inbox.
And now it's time for the Instagram inbox with the Mad Board Gamer.
Welcome to the Instagram inbox. I am the Mad Board Gamer.
He's mad.
And I got a question for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Do I make you horny, baby?
Yeah. We all like new games.
Yes.
You know, the community is very cult of the new.
Cult of the new.
There's obviously great old games. We get it. But the great thing about board gaming, especially recently, is there's always something to look forward to. There's always the next thing.
That next best thing.
So as junkies like we are, looking forward to the next thing is something that I love.
It's so fun. It's meta. Put that cardboard right into my vein. Mainline that shit.
Yep. So I went on Instagram and I wanted to know what everybody else was excited for in 2022. What new releases, what board game new releases in 2022 are you most anticipating? What are you pumped about to get or to see or play or something this upcoming year?
Pump it up.
Do you want me to quickly say one, or do you want me to go at the end?
Yeah, no. How about
I have some too.
Yeah, you go now. Natalie, do you have any?
I have none.
She doesn't. She didn't even know they were still making games.
No,
haven't we played? Wait, they make I
literally games? Only hear about games from Ryan, or sometimes on Instagram. But yeah.
So I got about 50 games. Wait, 30.
Excuse me?
No, it's probably 30.
15.
I think
50?
no, it's probably less.
Ryan James. Remember when you wanted to get your collection down to 150?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're expecting 50
No, he's getting
Kickstarters?
his second collection down to 150.
Natalie, I backed these probably a decade ago, right,
Stop
Jeff?
it.
Like,
Yeah,
I
these
know
are-
your
decade.
tactics now.
Someone was in trouble. He had to
Nice
back these.
Try.
Jeff, there is a game
Yeah.
that hopefully is going to come out in 2022 that you and me, I think, probably would. Well, I think you got. It's been so long. I think you are no longer now. You're angry about it, but I am so incredibly excited for this game called The Shivers
Ooh.
to finally show up, and I do believe that's happening very soon.
I am more excited about that game than I am about The Search for Planet X.
Yeah, okay, that's the one.
Is that what it is?
The Search for Planet X, or no.
Planet Unknown.
Planet Unknown.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, Natalie, thank you.
That's the one I remember. You were like, I don't even. I'm just mad. I don't want it now.
'Cause I honestly think I backed that in
I don't
October
want
of like
I feel like
2020.
we played that like
Yeah.
2 years ago
Right.
online.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Planet Unknown. Yep. It's
But
still
the
not
Shivers
here.
I am excited for. You're absolutely right. I hope
Oh
we get
my
that
gosh,
this year.
I want the Shivers so badly.
Yeah,
These
if you don't know
all the
anything
games-
about
good shakes.
if you don't know anything about the Shivers, it's
All the
it's
games
a
are back.
it's a mystery like think of Exit Unlock, but it's like a big pop-up book.
Yep.
So when the board like unfolds, you have this like 3D scene that will have the clues or the hints or the whatever in there to help you solve this sort of this
It looks
puzzle.
so. It looks so.
Yeah,
That's
Natalie,
sweet.
and it was only like $6. So you don't have to
Really?
be mad at Ryan about it.
It might have even
No.
been cheaper.
It
I think
was
they
like
gave us
60?
money. Actually,
$4.99. Yeah.
They,
$499?
No, $4.99.
it might have even
And-
been less than that.
Yeah.
Click it.
But it
Click
comes
it.
with like
Click
Natalie, there's a dozen scenes at least I think that are coming with this.
It looks so.
That's
but it
awesome.
looks super cool. I think
it's
you'll
going
really like
to
it.
completely
that.
suck, but
Okay,
it looks
I'm looking forward to the
awesome.
Shivers.
It might really suck.
So I'm also looking forward to it. Jeff, you might have backed both of these as well. Darwin's Journey and Carnegie Deluxe and Stroganoff, actually. So 3 of those. I'm looking
Ooh.
forward to those ones for sure.
I
There's a
did
game
not
by
back-
Connor McGooey, the guy that did
Magooey.
the guy the guy that
McGooey?
did Summit. Remember the game Summit?
Oh
Yep.
yeah. I do.
Remember that was like the one that like I didn't have any. I was like done at Gen Con, and you were like, "You got to buy that now." It's look at the pitch;
You're like-
it's so great,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Mountain
beautiful
one.
game. He made this game called Block and Key, and it's a polyomino, like 3-dimensional kind of game, where just like this 3-dimensional tower, and you're building like polyominoes on it, and it looks
That is cool.
all gorgeous.
Cool.
So I'm very excited about that. There's this little game called So You've Been Eaten.
Oh yep.
Right, that seems kind of fun. The On Mars expansion that makes it cooperative. That's
Really?
very high up on my list. Yes, it's called Alien
Yeah,
Invasion.
you're playing against the aliens.
Yeah, it comes with like 5 different scenarios or something like that, and I think 3 of them are cooperative.
That's cool.
There you go,
Which-
Natalie. That's another one to be excited about.
Hell yeah, Natalie! And then of course, Weather Machine by
Yeah.
by Vital Lacerda.
Yep.
Oh, there's a new one of his.
Yeah, a
Cool.
new Vital Lacerda called Weather Machine.
Yeah, those ones are high. I didn't back Beef Stroganoff.
Okay.
But Darwin's Journey I did. Carnegie.
Yep.
What's the other one called?
Yep.
Yeah.
Carnegie.
Those ones I did. The Kickstarters I'm excited to get. Right. Those ones I'm excited
Right.
about. Oros. I backed that.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
excited
me
about
too.
getting
That
that.
looks good. Yep.
I am and the whole world. Before I get to Instagram, I'll ruin some of their answers. But Arc Nova is obviously something that is.
Absolutely.
Oh, right.
I mean, that's like 100%.
I don't know if that's tagged as 2021 or whatever, but like it's a 2022.
It is, but it's coming out in 2022.
Yeah, you
so we're
could
going
get
with
it.
that. Same with
Man.
Origins, the first builders or whatever.
And that's one that when we talked about what bold predictions you have, I think Dan said that they're going to have some first, or maybe Swoozle said there's going to be some new names in the industry.
Right. Ryan
And this
Williams James.
the designer, the designer
Bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, a bunch of nobodies. The designer of Arc Nova is a
The
nobody.
year of nobodies.
Yeah, he's a nobody. Mathis Wiggy.
Oh, man.
He's done
Is
nothing.
Magooey and
Wait,
nobody?
man,
Look at me,
it's-
baby.
But Natalie, I think like this might be a game that you might fall for this one. This is like card drafting,
one?
hand management.
Arc Nova.
That Arc
Oh.
Nova. It's
Oh
okay.
my gosh.
It has an
really good.
8.7. It has an 8.7 on Board Game
Holy
Geek.
shit.
Okay, and that's not like that's with 1.6 thousand. 1,600 ratings. 1,600 ratings. 367 comments. So it's
It's substantial already.
Yeah.
that's a big number. It's not just like
The one thing I know about it is it's really long.
okay.
I
So
think
that
it's like
sucks.
a 3-hour plus.
I read that people are loving it at 2.
Oh, good.
Oh, cool.
It's the weight is 3.78, which
That's
Natalie
a sweet spot right there.
for us, and we've been playing
Yeah.
that's underwater
that is the
cities.
sweet
That's
spot.
that's it. So this could be a huge game, or it could be a huge fucking disappointment.
Could be a failure, like me.
Yeah, Darwin's Journey. I'm really excited for. I think it's kind of a cool like theme where you're sort of like you're recalling Charles Darwin's memories as you're going through the Galapagos. I think that's kind of neat. There's this game called Northgard: Uncharted Lands.
Okay.
It's by Studio H, so maybe a review copy. Hello out there.
Nice. You're listening.
It is advertised in Norse mythology is the setting, and it's supposed to be a streamlined 4X game.
Really? Okay. Now that's scary to me.
I know.
So a lot of people have said that. A lot of games try to do that. It doesn't usually work.
It's a bad promise.
Yeah, it is. That's a tough.
Because it says like an hour.
Whoa.
Which again, if done well, this could be
4X
it, right?
in an hour.
But something to be. I'm anticipating it because.
Wow. I know.
Maybe it could do it.
It's intriguing, dude. It's super intriguing. Like, somebody's got to be able to finally unlock the secrets.
I know. Come on.
The 1 hour 4X game. Do you know what 4X games are, Natalie?
Guess the X's.
Hit me with the X's. What are they?
Extreme.
Okay, no.
Extremities.
No, try again.
X Factor.
X Factor. Natalie, here's a hint. They don't start with X.
Oh.
Well, Extreme doesn't start with an X.
Well, Extreme does.
Wait, just give me one.
No, you give me one. Come on, if there's 4X game.
Did they have X's in them?
X is always the second letter of the word.
Yep.
Extra.
Ooh, wow.
okay.
No, you're wrong.
Extraterrestrial.
That's
No.
better. Nope, still
Nope.
wrong. Come on, try more. What do you think the X's are in 4X?
What could you do in board games? Think about what board games do. A lot of these are like big map games. There's like maps.
Yeah, so what would you do in a big map?
Extract.
Oh, that's close.
I feel like I'm naming
Everyone. Huh?
every word with
if there's a map of the world, what would you want to do when you see this map? You're like, wow, okay.
Examine.
Oh, you're getting closer.
Let me do it differently. Okay, you just entered a cave. Wow, what do I want to do to this cave?
Explore.
Yeah!
Explore. One.
Okay, now you see a fucking population of termites. You might call the
Exterminate.
Yeah, two.
Now, Ryan eats so much fucking food at Nerdfest, he gets fat as shit. Another way to say that is
his body. Yeah.
Expand?
Yeah, expands. And then the last one?
You give a clue on the last one, Jeff.
What do farmers do to the land? They're using the land like just too much.
Yeah, too much.
They're using it too much. Or they're
Cameron has started this new business, Jeff, called Doodle Quest Co. Did I tell you that?
Yes.
Doodle Squad Co. I mean, Doodle Squad Co.
Doodle Quest.
And I am going to get all the money from him. So you know what I'm going to do to him? How am I going to... Huh?
Extort.
I'm going to extort my 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey, give me all your money. Give me all your money or I'm going to fucking tell your mom you had 2 pieces of chocolate for you.
Why are you talking like an old Jewish lady?
That was my gangster.
Yeah, that was gangster.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. All right. No. Okay, so if you're going to... So I have Cameron's logo on his shirt, right?
Yeah.
That I made him. I'm going to use that logo to just get like so much. I'm going to do. This isn't working, is it, Jeff?
I know you're taking full advantage of someone.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm taking advantage of Cameron.
And then someone might say, like, if Ryan's taking advantage of me, I might say, you know what? I'm being X by Ryan.
Yep.
Exploited.
Exploited. Okay, Natalie, what were the 4 X's again?
Exploit.
Yeah, say them again.
Explore. Expand.
Yep.
And
the ants.
Exterminate.
Yeah, Natalie. All right, she got it. Remember before she said those words, Jeff? She's like, I said all the X words.
Yeah.
That's all of them. I'm saying them all. There's no more.
Xylophone.
I said a lot before I got any of them.
Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial. So
extra.
What the hell were we talking about? Anticipating games.
1 hour game. 1 hour 4X.
Yes.
That was how
Northgard. So maybe, right? I think that'll definitely be a try before I buy sort of game.
For sure.
Natalie, Boone Lake is coming out, the new Fister game.
I almost pre-ordered that.
Boone
At the
Lake?
time the pre-order was up, this is so weird, Jeff. When the pre-order for Boone Lake was up,
Yeah.
it didn't even have an entry on BGG.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. So I was like, oh, I want to learn about this game. It's Alexander Pfister. Hell yeah. But the last Alexander Pfister game we haven't played yet, and I think it kind of bombed, which is Cloud Age.
Oh, right.
Like, I think it kind of bombed. So I was like, I'm not just going to buy it sight unseen. But there was nothing on Board Game Geek about it. You couldn't even look, or maybe it had an entry, but there was like no comments, no forum posts. It was nothing but a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? You know, I am a sound financial companion to my loving wife. I don't just frivolously spend money willy-nilly.
That would be rude.
I've only got maybe one Kickstarter. Natalie approved.
Yeah. So
Shivers was only $4.99.
Anything with Pfister on it, right? It's like that's like something that at least catches my attention.
Right, barely knew her. Yeah.
There's a game called Iridia.
Yes. Yes, that was. Oh, did you back that, Jeff?
I did not.
Okay, me neither.
I think it might have just been like above a price point. And again, it's an open world campaign cooperative game that I'm just unsure if I'll ever get.
That was the only reason I didn't do it, because that had more buzz around it. That was like almost Gloomhaven level buzz.
Yeah, huge buzz. So I'm spoiling some people's answer on the inbox about that one.
Dude, it's my show.
Who cares? And then the last one I just kind of read about today when I was kind of prepping for the show a little bit. There's this game called Unconscious Mind. Have you heard about this?
Oh, maybe from you.
Okay,
have you talked about it before? Because it does sound
maybe because the designer is Johnny Pack.
Okay.
Johnny Pack. Johnny Pack he did Merchant's Cove,
Lions of Lydia,
Coloma, Lions of Lydia, and Sierra West. So those have been his big hits.
Right.
I want to read the kind of description, and it sounds cool. Natalie, pay attention.
Okay.
She's already gone, dude.
It's a game that blends worker placement.
I love that.
Engine building, multi-use cards, and action programming.
Holy shit.
Your goal is to master the therapeutic techniques, establish a practice, grow your clientele, and delve into your patients' dreams to essentially help them recover their complexities and trauma.
Whoa. Wow. So it's like Eternal Sunshine of the
You're like a
Spotless
therapist. Yeah, you're a therapist trying to again, how did that work?
Like hypnotherapy.
I don't know. But it seems interesting, and it also, looking at Johnny Pack's previous designs, it's not going to be something that's like overly heavy. It might fall in that nice middleweight game.
That's cool.
So those are the ones that I think are there's other ones that are on this inbox list that I'm definitely looking forward to, and the Shivers. So, all right. I think the bank account's in trouble this year.
Right,
again.
Man. Fuck yeah, let's get to it.
All right, here we go. Inbox back. Jim Gamer.
Oh yeah, I like him.
Me too.
He's a grand man.
Jim Gamer is pumped about, which I know a lot of people are also pumped about getting this, Return to the Dark Tower.
Oh, that's not out yet, huh? Wow, okay.
No. I don't think it's shipped to backers yet.
The Dark Tower is a old game from back in the day. It's like so is it Restoration that's doing it?
Yes, yeah. And they have that. I'm excited to just see how that tower works.
Yeah, me too.
Natalie, this big tower in the middle talks to you and you add stuff to it, and it seems pretty cool. But I know it's nostalgia for a lot of people, like you said.
Yeah,
right, for sure.
Emotional Cyborg Janelle says, "I have no idea. Probably all the games we ordered last year that aren't here."
Yeah, that's exactly
which is just
right.
Yes,
all the Kickstarter games that haven't arrived yet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Chris Wilson likes he's excited for Wayfarers of the South Tigris.
Okay, interesting.
Which is that?
Is that a Garful game?
Yeah, it's in the. I don't know if it's in the Architects. It's not West Kingdom, but it might be the next set, right?
Yeah.
He's also excited for Wonderland's War, which looks really cool.
Yeah, I forgot. I backed that as well.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. I'm excited to play that.
That looks really cool. That has been, man, these Skybound games take
They take forever
to get here. I honestly think this is no joke. I think I backed that in 2012.
Wow.
Okay, it's a joke, but
yeah.
it has been a couple. It's been a few years.
That's 10 years.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
hopefully this year, maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe it's 20.
But it's cool, Natalie. It's
God.
like it's sort of an area control, but with Alice in Wonderland theme.
Alice in Wonderland, yeah.
And it's a bag builder.
Cool.
I think you're pulling stuff out of a bag and kind of. Yeah. So
I like bags.
And Skybound produces. Oh my God, their production qualities are off the charts.
Yeah,
what else do they do?
So they do Sorcerer City.
Oh yeah. That's nice.
That's the one. That's the one we have. I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a big hit.
Yeah, very cool.
Brush Monkey says, "I don't even know what's being released."
Ooh, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Me too.
what a
I haven't heard of
weird
that. I haven't
game.
looked. I think I did hear about that back at PAX U.
Yeah, when everybody went.
Yeah, when everybody went but us.
Peter Nuclear Knight says he's excited for the Jurassic World Legacy game, which is called Frosthaven.
Why? I'm backing that too for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
If you want to buy
are?
my copy of Frosthaven, yeah, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, Jeff. I
Man,
had already sold Gloomhaven, and honestly, I was like, or not sold. I gave it away. I think I gave Gloomhaven to Daniel, and I was like, I don't know. I felt like a little bit of postpartum because that game's so freaking huge.
sure, yeah,
Yeah, like I was like, oh, it's gone. What'll I do?
Like it's
Need
one
to
of those
fill
things
the
that
hole.
if you want to like call yourself a collector, you better have Gloomhaven.
Yeah, you got to have a Gloomhaven, so I have a Haven. I have delusions of wanting to play it, but we haven't even broken open Jaws of the Lion.
Yeah.
So in a complete like side thing, sort of, I've been watching a little bit of Ben and Em and Ken. On
playing Gloomhaven on the
Twitch
computer.
That is the only place I think I'd play Gloomhaven.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
It seems awesome on the computer. It's like you're playing a video game. I don't even think that's like it sets
So I
everything
asked
up for
them,
you.
I was like, does it feel, because they've played a lot of the FTF game, like in real
Right.
IRL, right? FTF, IRL, WTF. And I'm like, what's the difference here? Does it feel the same? And they were like, it's exactly the same, except
cool.
you don't have to do any of the bookkeeping.
That's cool.
Set up, tear down, counters, moving, everything. But they were like, it's just as fun.
I would be into that maybe.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
so that sounds cool.
So
Yeah, we could get that going at some point.
yeah. Osgore over in Germany.
Hey.
He's excited for Mind Bug. Have you seen this game?
Yes, absolutely.
Seems like a cool two-player
it
game.
looks really cool.
Yeah, I'd be into that too. He says it looks awesome and fast, and I'm like,
It's a card game. Is it by Richard Garfield?
I don't know. Let me look it up while you.
I think it might be like Richard Garfield and somebody else, or maybe I'm an idiot. It's definitely a card game. Like it might be a CC.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's CCG or
Yeah, Scoff Elias, Richard Garfield, Marvin Hagen,
okay.
Christina Kodal.
Code.
But yeah, it's a two-player kind of card. Pretty cool art, like goofy.
It's goofy. It looks really cool though.
Yeah, that could be one that's that
Did
could be a
Osgore-
favorite.
Was Osgore the one that just made that amazing Instagram post of oh my god, it was so freaking cool, of Quacks of Quedlinburg?
I don't know. What
that
was
Osgore? Holy
I don't
crap,
know
it
what
was
post you're
so
talking about.
awesome. You'll know it the second you see it. I don't know if you're looking him up right now, but I can't
He's
remember.
been taking some like bomb ass pictures lately.
Dude,
With the he has like the
smoke,
beaker.
like the smoke effect.
He's been taking some like awesome pictures, and I'm annoyed because Instagram is 100% annoying me in the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
But his stuff, I talk to him all the time on Instagram, and his stuff like I have to go in, like I haven't seen a post of his in like a month. Like why aren't I seeing his post? But anyway,
Yeah.
he's been taking some bomb ass
weird.
pictures lately.
Like, shouldn't you just see the post of everybody
You think?
that you follow?
But
Yeah.
okay,
It's weird. But
Yeah.
anyway, that picture, I was like, that might be the best picture I've seen on here.
It was
So
cool.
great. Yeah.
Rex Games, confirmed game that he is excited for. Unmatched Marvel.
Okay.
So the Unmatched is obviously
Right.
expanding and just buying all those IPs.
There's
And
a
they
shit
said
ton of unmatched.
unconfirmed game. I don't know if this is something that like he's hoping for, but
Yeah.
Sagrada Legacy.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's even in the talk or if he's just making that shit up.
I
don't
would
really
be
know.
all the
Me too.
fuck over
Did you
that.
guys
Like
just play
Natalie
that?
right off her
Yeah, we
period.
played it with Ben and Emma.
That's funny. I played it with
Saturday.
Dave, and it was like I played it with
Really?
Dave a couple weeks
Oh,
ago. And it was
just
like the first
recently?
time I played it in like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Well, they
right
had
before I
never
got
played
COVID.
it. They had never
But we
played
didn't
it,
have
which
a lot
was
of time.
shocking. And I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is one of the great
Right.
like filler middleweight games that there are. We got to play it. I don't know if they liked it a ton. Ben, I think, liked it more than Emily. I don't think Emily needs another play.
Sure.
Because at the end, she had only 3 pips worth of
her colored dice.
her colored dice. Now, part of that could be my fault. I mean, I told them how those score. I didn't necessarily. Actually, I don't remember. I don't remember if I necessarily
that's, like,
said
the main-
this is like these are going to get these could this is
Yeah.
going to make or break the game. Like
Yeah.
if somebody has like 6, 6, 5, 2, and you have 3 1s,
Mhm.
you're not even going to be anywhere close to competing. I didn't
Yeah.
say that. I probably should have. So I don't know if that hurt the game for her at all. I do think Ben liked it. However, what I learned about Ben was that he's very similar to you, Jeff, where he kind of just like he likes everything. Like He plays it and he's like, I have fun playing every game.
Yeah.
Like it's all gravy to me. So I do think he liked it. So then it's harder to tell in a gamer like you and a gamer like Ben. It's harder to tell how much you like something versus not. You know what I mean? With me, I'm usually pretty like, I love this, or I hate it, or I think it's okay.
Yeah.
But like it's harder sometimes with you. Like I'm like, what you think? And you're like, it's good. And I used to think like, oh, that means it's bad. But now I realize that actually means it's good.
It's good.
But if I'm like, it's good, that means it's bad.
I know, like, that's
Yeah.
bad.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's scale is like different.
Yeah. So your scale, your spectrum of liking things is a lot wider.
Yeah. The what'd you say? My bullseye's bigger.
Yeah, exactly. You got a bigger bullseye.
You got a big old
Good way to
bullseye.
put
Yep,
it.
you got a big old bullseye.
I got a really
exactly.
bulbousy bullseye.
Yeah, it's veiny, it's
Yeah,
meaty,
just
it's throbbing.
Ugh.
throbbing bullseye.
It's throbbing and bulbous.
Red?
Those two words together, gold.
Yeah, bullseyes are
Bulbous
red.
is such
Have a throbbing
weird
bulbous
word.
wedding.
Yeah, we're
Happy
talking about
throbbing
bullseyes.
birthday. I hope you have
Those
a
are
throbbing
good
bulbous
words to use for Mad Libs.
Yeah, those are good.
Throbbing and bulbous.
Amanda, Main Street Meeple is, like everybody else, looking forward to Ark Nova. It seems like that game will be right up her alley as well.
Sure.
The McMeeples, this is Sam because Michaela sent me a different message from her account. He's looking forward to Iridia and or Burn Cycle if it gets out this year.
Yeah, it should.
That's the chip theory game, right?
Right. Yep.
That seems cool. Obviously, that's something you just...
Man, that's the only one of theirs I haven't backed. I backed it, and then I backed out of it, because it was like... Well, I mean, Chip Theory Games is a very big monetary commitment.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, like, super pumped about it.
Yeah.
But, dude, it was like $400.
I get that, but it looks so cool.
Oh,
and it's like, yeah. Curtis Howland on Instagram, I don't know if he's messing with me. He said, Great Western Trail, Argentina. I'm like, there's no way that's a thing.
That's probably an expansion, right? That's
know.
weird.
That
That doesn't make any sense.
Was
Curtis,
there
are you-
like a Western Trail?
Are you trying to Shanghai me? I think he's trying to Shanghai me.
me?
He's trying to Shanghai me.
All right, pick up the cows. We're going to South America.
Yeah. Mr. Measles is one of our it has one of our picks. Darwin's Journey,
Very cool.
or a game called My Father's Work.
Huh.
Have you heard about this? at
No,
all?
I never heard of that.
It's a Renegade Games game.
Okay, it's going to be good.
I'm just kind of like glancing at it. It's a worker placement game. It's got this cool sort of dark, like haunted theme almost.
My father's work.
Yeah.
What's the theme?
So are you like some like evil like taking over your father's work that was unfinished and
So it says
raising the penis
category
from the
horror.
pants? Okay.
You got it's like in this horror thing. So my father's journal passed down for me, representing years of knowledge and countless experiments, and inside weathered tome atop of so it's like so you're going through his work. You are competing as mad scientists with a page of your father's journal, trying to complete his experiments.
Oh my god, I called it. That's exactly what I said.
Is it spot on? You
What's
got
the
it.
thing I said?
That's
I was
exactly
like,
right.
I'm so glad you have yourself to pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Homemade soda. Homemade soda's got a few. The top of his list is the Castles of Mad King Ludwig Special Edition. So they're like the deluxe.
Oh.
Which
cool.
was a Kickstarter and I think is going to ship this year.
I got it.
He's excited for Chai Tea for 2, which I know
That's not out yet?
Or maybe
Okay.
he's getting it. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But
No, maybe I'm wrong. I
those Chai Tea game, that game
could have sworn that
exploded.
was out like 6 months
Yeah,
ago.
I heard a lot
Yeah.
about that.
I know they did. Whoever, because they're I'll call them out. They're a nobody publisher, right? I think they're just like
Yeah.
2 people. They just made this game.
Yeah.
They worked social media very, very well because that game was fucking everywhere. When it
Everywhere.
came out. Like the first
Everywhere.
one, and now maybe
Like
that's
on the
why I think it's been
couch
out
and
forever.
in the kitchen.
Maybe that's why you're right. Maybe because of the
Everywhere.
marketing. Well, maybe, or it'd be funny if people interpreted this question. What are you looking forward to in 2022? People were just like, Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah, my game.
I'm
A
just
couple people
lurking
did
to
answer
play
it like that, which was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homemade Soda also is looking forward to Long Shot the Dice game, which is what we,
Oh, really?
which I'm also looking forward to.
That's funny.
And then he said also basically everything he kickstarted in 2021.
Yeah.
Which again,
Right. That's for
everybody.
me too. Yeah.
Boards on Tables.
Oh yeah. Hello.
Looking forward to Flamecraft, which is a game I've seen a little bit.
I know nothing. Lebowski.
Flame
Yeah,
crab.
card game. I think you're these little like magical
Flamers.
creatures. I don't really know. You're the role of flame keepers, gathering items, placing dragons, casting enchantments. Card play type of game. I think your dragons are different little workers, so that seems neat.
Okay.
Also looking forward to Marvel Dice Throne.
Interesting.
Kelly Geek Sheet Gamer says, basically was like, fuck the new game. She's like, I want to play Through the Ages. It's been sitting on her shelf of shame for years.
I'm with you, Kelly. It's been on my shelf of shame for years.
Yeah. SD Bram says the game Three Sisters.
Huh.
You know that one?
Nope. Never heard of that.
Mentioned that it's the same designer that made Fleet the Dice game.
Oh, okay. That's Matt Riddle and Ben Finchback.
I was saying, wasn't that Matt Riddle?
Mm-hmm.
The Matt Riddle. So this is like listed as like a 2021 game, but of course, who knows? It's kind of
my good friend Matt Riddle.
How things come out. This is a roll and write or something like that, but I'm assuming if it's like Fleet the Dice game, is going to be a deeper,
probably a heavier
deeper experience. So, Homemade Soda said Breath of the Wild 2. There was like, are they coming out with a video game?
A video game, yeah.
Yeah. The game table, Daniel over at the game table, Darwin's Journey.
Yep.
Dead Reckoning. Both of them have.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, both of them have backed. He said he played Darwin's Journey probably. I think a ton of people played that on TTS.
Okay.
Yep. Board Gaming Madigan, Joe says, besides Ark Nova, he's excited for the rest of Everdo to come out. So his extra expansion and then his big gigantic box.
Oh, right. He all in backed the.
Yeah, I think he did, or maybe I don't know, or maybe he had some self control and just got the new thing. But anyway, B.W. Wallace, new to the inbox.
Oh yeah, hello B.W. Wallace.
Welcome to the community.
What's up, man?
Is excited for Iridia, which can't blame the man.
Yeah, that game does. That was. I think I'm still happy that I didn't back it. Honestly,
yeah, I just want
would
it.
Not get played, man.
But yeah, I don't think I'd get the.
Yeah, we're not
another
gonna play
Descent type.
It's like an open, like Gloomhaven, you know.
Yeah,
open world kind of.
I backed that Western. What was that Western game I backed? I don't know.
Great Western Trail, Argentina.
Yeah, of course, duh.
Great Western Trail, Argentina.
Sheer Boredom is excited for the game of getting married.
Oh, right.
Oh, he's married this year? That's cool.
Boy. Go, Roberto.
That's a fun game.
Yeah, go, Roberto, go, Kate.
Yeah, fill that hole, Roberto.
on the wedding night. Better Half Reviews is looking forward to Wonderland's War, of course, and Oros, awesome. Which I know...
she's the whole reason that I backed that.
She's the whole reason I think that game existed.
Yeah, she pimped that game real hard.
Jared over at Meeple Mentor is excited for Flamecraft as well. So I'm putting a lot of these games on my checkout
Flamecraft.
list.
I gotta look that up.
Asymmetric Wizard, who we talked to a little bit on the inbox a few times, said it's a tie between Bardsung, Bardsung. Oh,
Bard's Song? I've heard of Bard's Song.
Bard's Song.
Remember that? Wasn't Bard's Song the one that was like super popular at Gen Con? Like, it was like at the top of the list for a while or something? Was that not Bard's Song?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know much about this game. I'm looking at it right now. It says it's a adventure, exploration, fantasy, fighting mini game. There's some battling. There's some... I don't know. Maybe it looks like it probably was like a Kickstarter that is hopefully shipping.
Sure. About to ship.
To Asymmetric Wizard as soon as possible. And then the tie was between that one and My Father's Work. So that's the second one I've heard of.
Okay,
that.
Second one, Her and the Measles. Okay.
Yeah, I think if I'm hearing a game twice, I'm going to be...
Exactly.
I'm going to check it out.
Yep, same here.
So Swoozle had said this was the easiest answer. He said, of course, it's the Samurai Rebellion in the Fields.
Oh!
Aww.
Swoozle coming in hot.
Swoozle.
He's so great.
Yeah, and then he submitted another one and said, maybe Frosthaven.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I hope so, too. That would be fan. I mean, it definitely wouldn't be this year, but that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe I'll bring that to Nerdfest. I got to bring it to Nerdfest. Maybe
Hell yeah, I'm in.
Janelle would be excited.
Yeah, that's true. She'll see the actual physical copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
On Instagram, Blended Game is excited for the game Blended. which I'm assuming is a game that they produced that we will. I'll have to go look at. So this might be their first podcast that they're getting mentioned. So
wow,
go to Blended Game on Instagram
and then unfollow him on Instagram for the shameless shill.
Yes, as we just talked about Ryan's game.
This is my show.
This is my
We can also do Jeff's game and Natalie's game, but this guy.
Yeah, this guy. Come on, Blended Game.
That's funny.
Mick is excited for Return of the Dark Tower, of course, and a game called Mosaic: A Story of Civilization.
Ooh,
in my brain, seems like a Civ game.
Dave is like all about those enormous Civilization games that take forever and a day. He wants to bring one of them to Nerdfest. I told him, I said, go for it, man. You might get somebody like Brian Beach to play it with you. You know, he's always trying to play those huge, like almost like day long games. Yeah, personally, I don't have
like a war game kind of.
He's got that big table topper.
Yeah, he's got his new table topper. That was
sweet.
That thing.
I saw a picture of that. That looks great.
Oh, it looks so good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey there, Mickey. Michaela echoed Sam and said that she's also excited for Iridia. The two of them are going to dig that game, I think, a lot.
Can I take 2 seconds and talk about Michaela for a quick sec?
Of course, because Michaela's amazing.
Michaela's so cool. So last night on the stream, Sam and Michaela are the reason that Role Player Adventures is in my collection and happening on stream. And they came into the chat last night, and were helping. Specifically, Michaela was helping people that had questions about the game that I didn't even know because she's played through it a bunch. She was helping with, like certain questions that I had about what decisions to make. People were asking questions in the chat, and she was just right there. And I just thank you, Michaela. It was just really cool because there was a lot of stuff that we were just kind of like fumbling through in the dark. And she was just right there in the clutch to be like, boom, boom, boom. I didn't have to like ask her. She just kind of did that. And so I really appreciated that. So thank you, Michaela. Special shout out to Hey There, Mickey.
Hey there, Mickey.
Hey there, Mickey. You're so fine. You're so fun. You blow my mind.
Yeah,
hey, Mickey.
with 2 Y's in the hey.
Hey. That's more like, hey there, Mickey. Hey there, Mickey.
And she says on a sarcastic note, which is what we just said earlier, I'll be happy when frickin' Planet Unknown is finally here. So
right. They're the ones that were really into
they're the
that
ones that told me to back it. And I was like, okay, I'll back it. I'm excited.
I remember
and now I'm
all
not.
these years ago, 2012 again, I think when that came out, Jeff was like, Sam and Michaela are playing that on TTS like every second.
Yeah.
Right? They played that game so many times.
Yeah, so who knows if it ever's going to show up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Midwestern Meeple. I think this is one that you maybe flew under your radar, but I think you might be excited for it. This is, and I might be pronouncing this wrong. This is Verdant.
Yeah, Verdant. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Is it just Verdant?
I have no freaking clue.
That's the Cascadia people, Natalie.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Because
I'm back in that too.
Because he mentioned that Cascadia was a huge hit, and I know you guys were medium on Calico, loved Cascadia, and then we'll take a shot on this one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And they're cheap. They're like $29. I think is what it costs to back.
That's like perfect for that game, right?
Yeah.
And then lastly, Main Street Meeple again. Amanda said a game called Dog Park, which I know nothing about.
I saw her post about it, I think.
Okay, so maybe she's pumped about it. Maybe she got an early copy. I've never really heard of it. It says auction, bidding, point-to-point movement set collecting game.
Okay, interesting.
Obviously, you stick dogs on it. There's a lot of cat games, so got to get a dog game in here every once in a while.
Yeah, baby.
Like, yeah, it's not hot dogs? I thought it was like about hot dogs. Like eating hot dogs at the park? That's Natalie's face. Natalie's face.
If only I could see Natalie on the stream that we're going through.
Like, blinking.
Almost like, shut the fuck up for once.
So that was the inbox. That was anticipated games, which has put a whole bunch of games on my radar.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are excited about a lot of games, as always. And, I almost want to go back, like Natalie listened to our year ago episode. I almost want to listen to this at the end of the year and see if there are any games actually like hit, like that you're really excited about, right? Sometimes games come out of left field, and that's almost more exciting.
Again, it's kind of like the thing we talked about that I'm excited for Nerdfest is to find that diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
That was always one of my favorite things about Gen Con, is going there and finding that game that you didn't research.
Yep.
For me, it was kind of Land vs. Sea, because Jeff researched it, but we didn't. Yeah. And then we, found it because of Jeff. But that turned out to be the hidden gem, because I did not think that was going to be on my radar. All right. we are now moving into the game of the episode. And guys, we are entering phase 3 of listeners sending in games for me, so I don't have to fucking spend much mental energy on this portion of the show.
Yay,
so thank
you,
everybody. Thank you, Dan.
Keep that up, listeners.
Yeah, keep that shit up. Dan for his BGG or MTG game, followed immediately by Phil's Christmassy before and after, which was so much fun. And this time, user Plurpee gets in on the fun, and he has sent me a bunch more before and afters for you guys to riddle out.
I'm going to go take a break while you explain this game to Natalie again. Natalie, did you listen back to that episode?
Yes.
You should have understood that one.
That's what Ryan put on the audio clip on Instagram.
Yeah, that was the audio clip for the episode.
That was great.
You should have understood that.
You should have gotten
that. Was really, really, really,
well,
really
sometimes
funny. It was like
I'll think about what he's saying while he's still talking, so then I miss something.
That's like every single one of my students where I explain the directions and I didn't hear.
I will say this is so funny. This is coming out right now because this happens all the time where I'm very I'm not necessarily like quick, but I am. They used to call me 1 minute man in high school, and so I am what, Natalie? I'm very, very fast in everything I do, almost embarrassingly. But so if I'll say something and Natalie doesn't answer immediately, I'm snapping my fingers come on, what are you doing? Come on. But I think that's the problem that happened in this game. She's always, and I mean always, on a delay. Okay? You just have to assume Natalie is streaming, but she's right in front of you. She's on a 3 to 4 second delay in her life constantly. All right? So you're like, hey, Natalie, what's up? How's it going? What do you want for dinner tonight? And she's like, hi.
Pizza.
Not much. Let's get some Taco Bell. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? I say that to her. So I'm like, what, honestly, what is happening inside your head? And she's like, well, I'm thinking of something else. And then you start talking and then the information just comes in and I'm just behind a little bit. She's on a delay.
Oh, man.
And that delay causes her to interrupt me all the time. And she'll say to me, well, I was in the middle of talking. And I'm like, no, you weren't. That was
you were in the middle of thinking silently. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, well, in my head, I'm still talking to you.
This was a big, tenseness between us for years until I think Ryan finally figured out why that was happening. And I feel that all of a sudden, once you figured it out, we never got mad about it again.
Well, that's not true.
You got mad about it 2 weeks ago when we recorded.
We don't fight about it anymore, but I wouldn't say that
it used to be a constant thing, and now it's just not a thing anymore.
Yeah,
he just screams in his pillow when you're not looking.
Yeah, I have
used to think I was doing it on purpose
over the years to accept this behavior as normal.
Yeah.
No, now it's to the point where it's oh, okay.
Okay.
So just so you know, that is likely what happened. I was probably explaining the rules, and she, in her brain, she was either hearing oh shit, he's talking. So are they all Christmas smoothies?
So where's the bell?
Are they or in her head what was happening also was me saying, okay, guys, so that was the inbox. Have a good time. But I'm explaining the rules, and she's still concentrating Jeff said inbox.
The inbox is over.
Okay. This time.
That is entirely possible.
Do you hear
that is more what...
Did he say it like a short... He's like a short person.
Inboxa.
Why is he so short talking?
And it was a little bit different than Ryan's.
I'm really glad I don't wear his button or support his Instagram account.
Do I actually fart a lot? I don't think I do.
What's happening?
Why does he say that?
You think there's a spider anywhere near me?
I hope that there's no bugs in the house. I'm really hungry.
I'm not good at multitasking.
Yeah, and so that's happening while the rules are being explained. And then all of a sudden, we're both looking at her okay. And she's like,
are you ready?
I'm it's a board game.
So where's the bell?
Play together.
Yeah.
How do I beat Jeff in this game? I don't. Where are we recording?
When are we going to start this? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's hilarious. Okay. All right. So this is before and after. It's all board games. Okay. First of all, these listeners who sent all this stuff to us, holy fucking shit.
People are so smart and good at these things.
These are all brilliant. Okay. And it also shows me how much they liked this particular game.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is awesome. So we're keeping it going. Hopefully you guys still like hearing it, but here we go.
Yeah,
Try to get these at home. These are the way this game works, if you haven't heard this before, if this is your first time listening to the show, shame on you. But that's awesome. Maybe you'll be a lifelong listener. The way this works is like the show. Like the last word in one of the games is also the first word in the next game. Okay, before and after, just like
so this one's two games.
Wheel of Fortune, huh?
So this one's just game.
This one is just. See.
You didn't say it. You didn't say that yet. I was listening on purpose.
I was listening on purpose. I was purposely listening to you.
Usually it just accidentally happens, just kind of the information flows through my butt.
I
just happened to tune in at the same time.
And then I listened to you.
Listen.
I'm doing it. I'm like, pay attention.
All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? So we have 14 of these.
Whoa, okay.
It's great. Some of them are going to be a little hard. I don't know if you've heard of all these games. A lot of them you will know. Okay? Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1. Expand your territory on different types of terrain using rabbits on a hexagonal grid to get the most gold and carrots.
I got it, Natalie.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, Jeff, what do you got?
Do you know either of those games?
I know nothing.
Does rabbits tip you off in any way?
Yeah, there is a game about rabbits. Okay, so I think it is Bunny Kingdom Builder.
I'm going to high five the screen. Jeff, high five the screen for me. Good job. Very well. Very well done. Yes. All right. Bunny Kingdom Builder. So Kingdom Builder, Donald X Vaccarino, the guy that did Dominion, that was his second game. Bunny Kingdom was that shitty game that Jeff and I played at Gen Con that one year. It was probably not shitty, but it was explained very shittily. It was one of the shittiest experiences we've ever had. Yeah. That was one of the only times in my life where I was like, fucking nerds. What? Usually I'm the nerd, right? But I was like, fucking nerd.
It was a strange mix of people.
They were maybe the most socially inept people, including the person explaining it to us.
They were explaining it more shitty than that guy explained that Paris game to us.
No, nothing was that bad. That was the worst. But this was different. That guy was at least focusing.
Oh.
This guy was like making inside jokes. These other two people who were making inside jokes to him, and I don't think either of them knew what either of them was talking about, but they were laughing. And me and Jeff were just like, "Are we gonna? How do we?" And then they just started, and they all knew what they were doing, and we were like, "What do we do?"
You just lost the sale of the game.
Yeah, right. It was okay. Here we go. Number 2. In this hidden role, I split you choose drawing game, players must figure out who doesn't know how to make a pizza. I can do it again.
I got it.
Jeff is so good at this game.
Okay.
Do you know he's killing it? Do you think you have it, Natalie?
No.
Let me try. Let me read it to Natalie again. See if she can get there.
Okay.
Because you should know this. I think. Maybe. In this, maybe not. It is Natalie. In this hidden role. No, that wasn't an insult to you or your butt or your beautiful, glorious food. That was just like you might not know this game. I thought you did. All right. In this hidden role, I split you choose drawing game. Players must figure out who doesn't know how to make a pizza.
Natalie, you know the one for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So the hidden
role drawing
game.
Where someone doesn't know something.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What is it, Natalie?
Do you know both of them?
Fake artist goes to New York pizza.
New York Slice.
Very close.
Yeah.
New York Slice. Yes.
New York Slice. Good.
Nice. Good job. I knew she could get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Number 3. You guys ready?
Yeah.
In this Iron Rails game from Days of Wonder, players must draw train cards to build routes across America and deliver goods.
So Ticket to Ride is one of them.
This is one that I'm not sure. I think Jeff might know this, but I'm not sure. I know Natalie does not know the other game.
Can you say it again?
I can. It's not going to help you. In this Iron Rails game from Days of Wonder, players must draw train cards to build routes across America and deliver goods. Is it routes or routes, by the way?
I think it's how you want
to. Is it either or either?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
That's the whole. I feel like that whole description is like
Ticket to Ride.
Does it end in Ticket then? The first game, or does
I'm not 100% convinced it's Ticket to Ride. What if it's like Railways of the World or? But I guess if it's Days of Wonder, that is Ticket to Ride.
Okay.
So. I don't understand what the other game is in that because it's not delivering a good. So it's the good delivering part that's the other game because you're not delivering goods at Ticket to Ride. You're just making routes. All right, read it one more time.
True. Okay, here we go. In this Iron Rails game from Days of Wonder, Players must draw train cards to build routes across America and deliver goods. Now, see, I pronounced it routes that time.
Drawing train cards, because in Ticket to Ride, don't you draw route?
No, you draw train cards.
Oh, you do?
draw train
Yeah,
cards.
you draw train cards.
Yeah, it honestly just sounds like a game.
Yep. I can tell you if you want. I think you're going to be like, okay, I think I've heard of that, but it's up to you if you want to keep going.
Well, is the one game Ticket to Ride?
Yes.
Okay, it has to be. All right. What game ends in ticket or ends in ride?
Or starts with ride.
I don't know.
I do think you know the game, but you might not. You want me to just give it to you? Or do you want to come back to it? We can come back to it.
Riding the Rails game. Is there a game called Ride the Rails? Is it like
Is it? Is that it sounds like you're close.
it's another that's a new that Ride the Rails is a new game from Capstone. So it would have been
Why are you making
ticket,
that face? Is it Ride the Rails?
Ticket to Ride the Rails? Riding
say it again?
Rails?
Ticket to Ride the Rails?
Ticket to Ride the Rails. Yes,
Oh.
correct.
You're like saying
good
just
job,
like
Jeff.
ticket.
I know you were
ticket
like,
ride the
ticket
rails.
ride
I
the
was
rails?
like, what? You didn't
Ticket
say that.
Ride.
Yes, Ticket to Ride the Rails. Very, very
That
good.
sounds like a game. Just
Yeah,
one
you
game.
nailed it. Okay, great job. Number 4. In this cooperative trick-taking game of city building, players must race to build a 3x3 city in space.
So the crew, right, Natalie?
Oh.
The crew.
I like this one a lot. In this cooperative trick-taking game of city building, players must race to build a 3x3 city in space.
Okay, city building and 3x3, Natalie, is the
Is
the
that
other
Nine
game.
Tiles Cannon? What's the rest of the name of the crew?
I don't know. Search for Planet Hoo-Ha. I don't know. Look at it. Find it.
Wait. No, can we say it was Planet Hoo-Ha?
I know.
Yeah, Planet Hoo-Ha.
It is.
Okay.
The crew.
The search for planet. The quest for Planet Nine Tiles Planet.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Very, very good. Very good. Very
The
good.
search for Planet Hoo-Ha.
Why is that so funny? Hoo-ha. You're gonna miss my hoo-ha.
Watch out, Hoo-Ha.
Shark Tank. Hoo-ha.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Shark Bait.
Hoo-ha.
Shark Tank.
I also think hoo-ha
Shark
is
Shark
a vagina term.
That's the term that I use
Right.
for like your
It's-
privates. The Hoo-Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
the
is a
hoo-ha.
hoo-ha.
Okay, number
Yeah.
5. In this worker placement, players must build dungeons, hire monsters, and set traps while gathering heroes to successfully complete missions. Jeff probably knew it before I was even done with that sentence. I can say it again.
Space.
In this worker placement game, players
Okay.
must build dungeons, hire monsters, and set traps while gathering heroes to successfully complete missions. These are 2 games that you love, Jeff. I'll say that.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Natalie probably doesn't know
Hire monsters.
the first one. Set traps,
Okay.
build dungeons, while gathering heroes to successfully complete missions.
Natalie, I think one is Lords of Waterdeep,
Okay.
and then if you're building, is it like Dungeon Lords of Waterdeep?
Dungeon Lords of
Nice.
Waterdeep. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very
Dungeon
good,
Lords is
very
a cool
good.
game. Yeah, Natalie, in that game, you're the monsters. You're the bad guys in Dungeon Lords.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like
okay.
the heroes are like
You have to like fight the heroes off.
Yeah, they're like coming into your dungeon, gross, and then you have to
Gross,
like
yeah.
set traps and kill them.
It's cool, yeah.
It's fun. All right, number 6. Solve murders in Scotland in this app-driven tile-laying game of expanding your clan's territory. Natalie will not get this. Jeff might. No offense. Yeah. Sorry, baby.
Well, Natalie,
baby.
help me with the one game.
Yeah, she'll know one of these.
So
Solve
is it
murders
Sherlock?
in Scotland in this app-driven tile-laying game of expanding your clan's territory.
Clan's territory. So what's the
Solve
whole name of
murders?
Sherlock? It might not be Sherlock Holmes, the pet detective,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes,
Um,
Pet Detective. Yep.
Detective?
Consulting detective. So it would be detective. I'm trying to think. What was the other? Read that one more time. Sorry.
Sure. Yep, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Solve murders in Scotland in this app-driven tile-laying game of expanding your clan's territory.
Expanding.
Is Mansions of Madden? Just like
Clans,
app-driven tiling.
What's expanding?
Well, so also, if you notice in these, he kind of like, I like the way he put these clues together, because it's not like he gives you the clue for one game and then the clue for the next game.
Right,
yeah,
like
I know they're
mixes
mixed
them
up.
Them all together.
So I think the app-driven, maybe it's not Sherlock Holmes, maybe it's Chronicles of Crime, because that's technically not. That's in Europe as well, but what game ends in something? The Chronicles, maybe.
The Chronicles of Narnia.
The Chronic.
It would have to end in like Chronicles. It could be like it could be a colon something Chronicles of Crime.
Correct. If you don't have it by now, I don't think you're going to get it, Jeff. Neither of us have it, this game, and I wouldn't have known this was Chronicles. So it's Glenmore 2, Chronicles of Crime.
Okay.
Right? That would have been a tough one to get. Okay. Number 7. Romans, barbarians, Egyptians, and Japanese must all trade wood and sheep to claim victory. Natalie can help with this one. This is a good clue.
All creatures, big and small.
Ooh, not even
nice,
close. Yeah, wow.
Oh, that's something.
No fucking way. X-ray. X-ray. That's all the X words.
I didn't say that's all of them.
I know. It was really fun. No, did you say? I think you were like, I think that's all of them.
No,
There's no
I did
more.
not.
There's one more. I got them all.
Listen back. I remember better than you.
X-ray.
I'm gonna listen back. Okay.
Xylophone.
So let's do it again. Yeah, that's it. There's no more. Romans, barbarians, Egyptians, and Japanese must all trade wood and sheep to claim victory.
Wood and sheep.
Wooden sheep is a stupid Catan or something.
Catan?
So, yeah.
What's Settlers of Catan? Imperial Settlers of Catan?
Boom, she got it.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Imperial Settlers.
You
of
played
Catan.
Imperial Settlers
Yep.
before.
Yeah, we
I
just
did, so
recently
good.
played Imperial Settlers, which he probably doesn't remember a thing about that game. Not
But-
a thing.
You got it right, Natalie. Booyah.
So in Imperial Settlers, now
I remember the
there's
name, and that's all I need to know.
There's Romans,
That's it.
barbarians, Egyptians, and Japanese.
Usually, if we get one game, I can usually figure out
like-
the other
What does
game.
it sound alike? Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Spider-Man, Black Widow, Iron Man must work together to help Thor's people place workers to defend Viking villages against monsters. This is a good one.
I think I got it.
Yes.
Okay.
What is it, Jeff?
I think it's Marvel Champions of Midgard.
Marvel Champions
Nice.
of Midgard.
Yeah.
Am I like the Carson Daly of this episode? we watch The
great.
Voice, and he's literally in the back corner while the judges are doing everything. And once in a while, they'll put the camera on him, and he'll be like, "Whoa,
It's a great
Whoa.
job.
oh, John Legend! Wow!"
Because he's not
That's all he
actually
does.
hosting.
That's
He's
his
just
whole
standing in
fucking
the
job.
back room by himself.
He's alone.
Well, he
in the
made a
back.
name for himself on TRL, and now he can
That
just
was
coast.
TRL 25 years ago, and now he probably makes $10 million going, "Whoa! Oh, you got Ariana!" You know, but he's not talking to anybody. No one hears him. He does nothing.
Well, that
Never
was
him.
just during
That's the dream.
the audition round. Now that it's in the battle,
He still doesn't do anything. He stands on stage now and goes, "Wow, somebody stole! Woo!"
Well,
Kelly
every
Clarkson.
time he's like, "Just so you know, you can feel that."
Yeah.
That's
I
what
just want you to know, Natalie James is up for skin.
He makes sure everyone knows the rules of the voice.
He does. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Number 9.
All right.
Players compete to impress their king and maintain their noble status by constructing various landmarks, by cooperating in a nightmarish world of evil beings. This is a tough
Ooh.
one.
Yeah, this one seems difficult.
Jeff knows both of these games. Natalie knows one of them. None of the three of us have played any of these.
Ooh,
Either
okay.
of these. Either of
Nightmarish
these. Envelope.
world of evil beings.
Man, that first thing is so hard. Like it just impressing the king. Like,
Yeah, so players
Yeah.
compete to impress their king and maintain their noble status by constructing various landmarks, by cooperating in a nightmarish world of evil beings.
Do I know the king one or the evil beings one?
I think you know the king one.
evil beings. It's not like
Jeff knows
because you're
both.
You're cooperative in the evil beings
Yes.
game.
I'll say that. Yes.
It's not like a Descent because we've played that. Unless it's like new.
Okay, how about another clue? I can give you another clue. The evil beings game that Jeff is talking about, Joe owns it.
Ooh. Joe owns.
And only Joe. Actually, I think
Some
Ben
games
might
that we
own
know.
it as well.
Oh, is like okay.
Oh.
The evil being might be Kingdom Death Monster.
Okay.
So, what ends in Kingdom? Key to the Kingdom Death Monster.
That would be so great. Pick a number and roll it in this
Yeah, pick a
Nightmare
number
Hell
and
Dungeon.
roll it in the
Key to
nightmares.
the Kingdom Death Monster.
Flip the board over in this. Unfold the board.
Yeah.
So something Kingdom, Natalie. It ends in Kingdom.
What games end in Kingdom?
Because it's probably not, unless it starts with Monster.
You
but
said
that
I've
doesn't
never played it.
All right, here's my next clue.
But you know it.
Hadrian's Wall. That's my clue.
Oh,
One of the architects.
West.
Architects of the West Kingdom Death
Yeah.
Monster.
Got it.
Yep.
All right.
That's it. Architects of the
Those
West
were
Kingdom
some-
Death Monster.
Those clues pushed us in the.
Yeah, well, I mean,
People,
like,
I think, might have gotten
I'm
it
okay
right
with that,
away.
right? Because you're not just you
We're not
haven't
like
played
super
those. We don't.
familiar with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
People listening would have they would have nailed that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably right.
got
Exactly.
it way before
'cause
us.
well, maybe not Kingdom Death Monsters, but Architects.
Stupid idiots.
Everybody
Yeah.
plays that. All right, here we go. Number 10. Outperform your railroad rivals with shares, auctions, track building, and deliveries in this worker placement set in the time of hunters, gatherers, and love huts. Jeff will have a chance.
Love
Natalie won't
huts.
have a chance in hell. You can
With
go
either
upstairs
one.
and clean the toilet.
I cleaned the shower
Jeff, I think, can get this if he gets the one.
and the toilet.
Okay, set in.
You'll get the next one.
We got the Love Hut. Got the
Okay.
Love Hut.
Yeah, okay, I can read it again. Outperform your rail. Why is this? This is like a tongue twister. Outperform your railroad rivals. Outperform your rail.
You're like Plurpee.
Outperform your railroad rivals with shares, auctions, track building, and deliveries in this worker placement game set in the time of hunters, gatherers, and love huts.
Man, Love Huts. How do you make more workers? Caverna? Does Caverna have Love Huts?
I played
No.
Caverna. He said I don't know these.
Oh, you don't know either of those games?
Natalie has probably not heard of either of these. Jeff actually
crap.
just talked about one of these games in our worker placement episode.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yes,
boy.
yes.
I gotta start listening to our episodes.
Here's a clue. Maybe it's a stupid giveaway
said
clue.
it?
No, let me read
You
it
want
one
me
more
to
time.
stop again? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Just read it one more time.
Outperform your railroad rivals with shares, auctions, track building, and deliveries in this worker placement game set in the time of hunters, gatherers, and love huts.
Railroad Rivals.
Would a
Or
stinky cup mean anything to you, Jeff?
Stinky Cup.
What? A stinky cup? Like a cup to cover your
That's
genitals? Or
okay.
a
We
cup
all
you
saw
drink
that
out of.
video in 2002. No one needs a stinky cup.
In
is
the first
disgusting.
edition of one of these games, there's a component that comes with it, and it fucking stunk.
Oh.
And it was a very, infamously maybe, component of this particular
What is it? Jeff?
entry-level worker placement game.
Dude, what's the stinky cup game?
I don't know. I do know. As soon as someone says it.
You know. What if I said
Um,
caveman? Would that help you?
Like Stone Age.
Ah.
Okay, Stone Age Stinky Cup. Stinky Cup, Stone Age.
Yep, Stone Age Stinky Cup. Yeah.
So
Okay, let me do it again. Outperform your railroad rivals with shares,
Stone Age of
auctions,
industry.
track building, and
Yeah.
deliveries in this worker placement set in the time of hunters, gatherers, and love huts.
Did I get it?
What'd you
you
say?
got it. Yeah.
I said Stone Age of Industry.
No, but that would be awesome.
Oh.
It's actually Stone Age of Steam.
Age of Steam.
Oh.
Yeah, Age of Steam. But good.
Oh yeah. That was good.
Fuck Age of
Good,
Steam.
Natalie.
Okay, number 11, Natalie, this is
Stone
yours.
Age, duh.
Natalie, you're going to get this one. Players collect cards to build skyscrapers in the Big Apple in the early 20th century while giant monsters vie for fame or dominance over New York in this dice roll.
Is that
Oh, you might not know. They
King of-
rethemed.
King of Tokyo,
rethemed-
New York, 1901?
Well, they rethemed King of Tokyo to.
King of New. You yes, you have
King
it.
of
Natalie.
New
Just
York?
don't say
Is that
Tokyo.
also?
Yeah, don't say
Oh.
Tokyo.
King of New York, 1901.
Yeah, King of
Yeah,
New York,
good one.
1901. Very, very good. All right. You ready, Jeff? And Natalie
Yep.
for number 12?
Yes.
Did you
Yep.
know that one, Jeff?
Yeah.
Awesome. Number 12. Help slaves escape in this colorful roll and write game?
I think I got it.
Okay. I figured he would get this instantly.
There's a game called Freedom. Freedom, the Underground Railroad, Inc.
You got it, my friend.
Yeah.
Freedom, the Underground Railroad, Inc. Very good. All right, number 13.
That's a good game.
Yeah, that is a good game.
It's a
dude.
really good game.
That's a good game. We haven't played that
I know.
ever. Freedom,
I got rid of my copy.
Freedom's
Bill bought it like instantly when we played it, which was shocking to me.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But
That's a
good
cool
game. It's a heavy theme, but a good game. Done
For
well.
sure. Okay. All right, 2 more. Number 13. Gather your Viking crew in order to plunder seas and lands for glory in this unsuccessful legacy game.
Ooh, unsuccessful.
Gather your
Legacy.
Viking crew in order to plunder seas and lands for glory in this unsuccessful legacy game.
What was a shitty legacy game?
Yes. Yes. Good question.
Shitty legacy games. Shit legacy.
Fortunately, there aren't too many legacy
Pandemic
games.
Legacy.
Huh?
Pandemic Legacy.
No, that
You're adorable. That was like the
pretty
number 1 game on
successful
Board
one.
Game Geek for like 2 years.
Was Sky? No, not. What's that game you were gonna get at Gen Con?
You're very close, Jeff.
That like just flopped at Gen Con, right?
Yeah.
This past Gen Con?
No.
It's old.
Oh.
This,
It was
might have-
like-
this. Here's your clue. This might have been the 3rd legacy game ever, right? Like if Risk Legacy is the 1st, Pandemic Legacy is the 2nd. This might have been the 3rd.
Shit, Natalie, what's it called? It's like fall.
Oh my
no.
god, he's like,
Damn it!
your target's too big, man.
It's too big. It's too
You're like dancing
too
around this fucking
bulbousy.
thing.
So it
Yep,
has
too veiny,
balls?
too meaty, too throbbing.
I feel like it has fall on it. There's like a big boat.
Sure
on
does.
It.
Has a big boat.
Fucking watery.
You're the Carson Daly.
The watery boat.
In my head, I just keep like the word Spyfall just keeps running through my head.
Okay,
Yeah.
same
Nuts.
amount of letters. Same
I know.
First. Even
I know it has an S. I know.
Yes, it has an S.
Skyfall.
No.
No, it's not Skyfall or Spyfall. It's Seafall.
Yeah,
Seafall.
Seafall.
Okay,
Seafall.
so Seafall
Very good. Seafall.
is the game.
Oh.
Okay, and then it's
Yes.
this Viking one that would end in C.
Right.
I know.
Natalie knows.
Okay.
Is it one of those like Viscounts?
Ooh, that's 5 counts, but okay. It's really viscous game.
Viscounts of the Western Sea. Did I just make that?
Yeah, you made that up. That's not a game. That's that. Okay, I'll play that game. Viscounts of the Western Sea. You know what's the best
Sounds
part about that,
It's
Jeff?
not
Was
it.
she was like, "Oh, I fucking got it."
Yeah.
She's like, "I got it. Here it is.
Nailed
Viscounts
it.
of the Western Sea.
Nailed it.
Land versus Sea.
Land versus Seafall."
No, that would make sense.
Do you know what, Jeff? Or do you
What's
have
the
it?
Vikings like? There's Vikings on board. I'm trying
I'll
to think
say,
of the Vikings.
gather your
theme.
Viking crew in order to plunder seas and lands for glory in this unsuccessful legacy game. And you have Seafall.
Shit.
So
yeah, which-
Seafall is the legacy game.
What if I gave you a direction?
North
Does that help, Jeff?
Sea.
oh,
North
like,
Raiders of the North Sea.
Yeah.
Fall.
Yeah, Raiders
Yeah.
of the North Sea. Fall. Very
Fall.
good. Very good. Very
Good one.
And
Good
the
teamwork. Good
last
teamwork.
one. Yeah, you're teaming it. All right, the last one. Oh, whoops! I almost read part of the answer.
That's good. He said unsuccessful legacy game too. He knows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows, but that was good.
Bombed. It bombed. It was like very,
Bombed
very
hard.
like everyone was like, I cannot fucking wait for this game. Oh, holy shit! It's like it's because Risk Legacy and Pandemic Legacy were legacy games built on a pre-existing IP.
Yeah.
Right? Seafall was like its own brand new game, and man, did it! People tried to like make it like oh no, it's good, which is like what people did with like one of the Metallica albums, and it didn't work. Okay, here we go.
Oh
Number
my
14.
God.
You and your fellow Gryffindors must work together aboard a spaceship to determine who is secretly a Death Eater. That's great. It's such a great clue. That is such a great clue.
Is secretly a Death Eater.
Yeah.
That's from
You
Harry
eat-
Potter.
You eat death.
Yes, you eat
A Death
that.
Eater is in Harry Potter.
So, I'll read it again. I think
all right.
I think you can get this.
I think I got it.
Oh, you already got it? Okay.
Read it again.
I'll read it one more time. I think this is the coolest clue. You and your fellow Gryffindors must work together aboard a spaceship to determine who is secretly a Death Eater. What do you think it
Okay.
is, Jeff?
I got it.
Okay.
I had to write it down. Just so I got it right. All right. Harry Potter, Hogwarts Battlestar Galactica.
Fuck yes.
Nice.
Harry Potter, Hogwarts, Battlestar
Yeah.
Galactica. What a cool way to end it. I thought that was the coolest clue when I was reading through these. So
Yeah, because it's like secretly
to Plurpee.
A Death Eater instead of
Steven,
Cyborg.
thanks,
Steven
man.
for
That was
coming in
great.
the clutch. That was man, he like knocked that one out. The last 3 games,
Those are fun.
like why did I ever even do games? These people are just like
So
what do you
other
mean
people
what do you
would
mean
eventually
these
do
people?
games
Yeah,
for
so
us.
eventually other
Yeah.
people could do it. Yeah, exactly. That man, they did such a great job.
Yeah, that's great.
All heaps of praise to be ushered unto Stephen Plurpee. Thank you, man. That
Yes.
was awesome.
that almost seemed like a church thing to say. All
Did
heaps unto praise and
Heaps
you.
of praises unto Stephen Plurpee. All right, here we go. We're going to go right, boom, boom, boom. One segment to the next. We are going onward. So I should have teased this earlier in the episode. I didn't. I'm karate chopping the table every 5 seconds. I don't know why.
Bam.
Yeah, I'm just like, ha-ya, ha-ha, ha-ha.
Yeah.
Okay. So last episode, you may remember, if you listened to it, we did the nominees for our first ever Gamecasters Awards. Okay,
Yay.
we came up with 10 categories for these awards. Jeff, Natalie, and I went through and gave our nominees for all of these. Okay, sometimes we had crossover, sometimes not.
Forgot about this.
What we did was, after that, me and Jeff on our Instagram stories, we posted all of the nominees and said to our Instagram followers, hey, here's our 3 nominees. Of these nominees in these categories, we want you guys to vote for the overall winner. Okay, so the panel of judges or whatever was Natalie, Jeff, and I. Natalie, Jeff, and me. And
Yep.
you guys out there determined the winners from those games. Are you laughing because I'm saying the same thing 100 times in a row?
Yeah, and also you're just like correcting your own grammar.
Yeah, well, you got to. Okay, someone's got to fucking do it. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna reveal now the winners of the Gamecasters 2021 Awards, starting with the best filler game.
Yay.
Do you guys want to hear what the nominees were?
Sure.
The nominees were
Okay.
Jeff came in with Overboss. All right, I came in hot with Rolling Realms, and Natalie said 10.
10.
Okay. Now, we had a tie in this one.
Oh, really?
There was a tie with 12 votes apiece.
Don't tell me how many votes because then it seems like we don't have enough. With
Enough
1,200
people?
votes.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Well, there's an implied million.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's in
of course.
thousands.
It's a million. The million is implied. Was it? What'd you
What? I said it's in thousands. That's how we do our
say? Oh,
financial
sorry. The
reporting.
thousands is
If
implied.
it says 12, it means 12,000.
Okay. Yeah. The ties were between Rolling Realms and 10.
Really?
So Rolling Realms and 10 have
They
won. They both win.
Yeah,
We're going
both
to, Natalie is going to create some stickers, she said, for the Gamecasters Awards, and we're going to put them on every box of this we see. So if we come to your house and you have a box, you better be
fair.
careful because we're going to put a sticker on that shit.
Watch out.
All right. All right. We move on to the best middleweight game. Oh, also, congratulations to Rolling Realms and 10. Yay.
Yay.
Congratulations. Okay. Here we go. Best middleweight game. Jeff came in with Cryo. I had Hadrian's Wall. And Natalie came in with the hot take Cascadia,
Yep.
which got a lot of votes.
Really?
Yes. Not quite enough to dethrone Hadrian's Wall as the best middleweight game. Congratulations, Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
We move on to the best strategic game of the year. Jeff gave this one to Bitoku. And me and Natalie both said Hadrian's Wall.
Continue to suck off Hadrian's Wall.
And Hadrian's
Middleweight
Wall
and-
gets sucked
so
off
it gets
by
middleweight
everybody.
And strategic game.
So strategic is not heavy,
Bullshit.
right? But it's
Bleh.
definitely strategic. So
Yeah.
congratulations to Hadrian's Wall. Jeff, I think you'll understand when we play.
I get it.
But it's okay if you
will
want to be
get
angry
it.
about these because it is funny.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You want me to? I'll get
If you want
Here's
to.
the mad
It's up
board
to you.
game.
If you want to.
No
If that
one's going
pisses
to pick
you off,
any game that I picked, so it's fine. Let's
That's
just keep
not
going.
true.
Well, the next game
I
definitely.
mean, wait a minute.
Natalie
It
and I
might be
Spoiler.
true. We have the most innovative game. Jeff and Natalie came in there and said Destinies. And Ryan selected the winner of this category, Mind Management. Congratulations. Mind Management wins most innovative game.
picked. Yay.
Really?
You clapped for that? Yes.
That's
clap.
surprising.
That was the
more innovative than Destiny?
This was the closest of the two. Yep, it won with The implied million. There was a lot of votes for that one. It won by 2 million votes.
Wow. Okay.
That's not a lot.
Okay, best cooperative game. Jeff said Unsettled.
No one's played that game, so that's not
I said The Initiative. And then Natalie came in hot with the resounding winner of the most cooperative game, Tranquility. Congratulations to Tranquility. You're clapping so funny.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You're like when I clap. I don't know how you guys clap. I clap kind of like a T. Like I clap one hand into the side of the other hand.
Yeah.
Or like I guess Natalie is clapping with both of her hands.
Just like
exactly
high-fiving.
flush. Yeah.
Like cymbals?
Like a monkey. Like
I was trying to
she
make
has
it
two
loud.
cymbals. Just
when you do like the
them.
little one, it's soft.
It's just funny looking. It's like it's just funny. It's fun. Okay. All right. Most thematic game. Natalie came in with Rolling Realms, another hot take.
That was a
Why are all my hot
laughing.
takes?
no.
That's my nice way of saying maybe they don't totally fit. That's not true.
Ryan.
I'm sure some people picked
every
it.
fiber of my being, but you did get a couple votes, and one person even said, "You know what?" At first, I was like, "What the hell?" And then I was like, "You know what? Maybe not. What the hell?" That's what somebody said.
Seriously?
So, yeah.
Are
So
you
you got
making that
somebody,
up?
huh?
You made that up.
I think it was Swoozle. I think he was like, "You know what? I see it," and I think he voted for you. So
I like you, Swoozle.
I like you, Swoozle. So Natalie said Rolling Realms. I said Mind Management. And Jeff came in with the winner of this category. Resounding winner, Destinies. Congratulations, Destinies.
Destiny's theme. Go theme.
Most thematic game. Very good. The best artwork. Okay. I had an honorable mention I wrote in.
Yeah.
And people could vote for it. Sleeping Gods, which did get a couple votes. My pick was Mind Management. Jeff's pick, I think, was Oath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which all three of these lost in a landslide to Bitoku.
As they should have.
Yeah.
As they should have.
Bitoku cleaned house. I honestly thought Sleeping Gods might
I know that
rival it.
beautiful
Oath actually
art.
had the second most votes here.
People love Oath.
Yeah,
Well, the art's
Bitoku though. I mean, Bitoku had like quadruple more than anybody else.
Yeah.
That was
Millions.
It was quadruple
Billions.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Bitoku for best artwork. All right, we move on to best two-player game. Jeff said Canopy.
Bum, 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 bum. Yep.
And Natalie and I both went with, again, the resounding winner, Land versus Sea. I think maybe people haven't played Canopy as much.
Yeah, it
Land versus Sea
hasn't
kind
got
of
as out there as much.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Land versus Sea
everywhere.
wins. Congratulations to Land versus Sea. And then our game of the year.
What about party game?
Did I not do party game?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I skipped right over it. Thank you. Okay, that was after thematic, supposed to be. Okay,
Good thing
best
someone's
party
keeping
game.
track.
Sorry. Natalie and Jeff both picked Night of the Ninja. But you guys, So Clover won by about
popular.
10 million votes.
It shouldn't have.
Here.
I disagree. I'm completely disagreeing
Why?
with the
They must
Instagram
have not
world.
played it.
I really like So
think-
Clover.
I really do too.
No, I
but
really like it
feel
too.
Like people would say Night of the Ninja.
I think more people have played So Clover, so it's going to make them vote for that.
That's possible. That's
Night
possible.
of the Ninja having a smaller release, and then maybe not getting out until slightly later. But
Yep. I personally liked So Clover better. Well, it's hard to compare those two. You can't really compare them.
But I'm also
Yeah.
not in the like I don't when I think of party game, I also don't think of So Clover. Like that doesn't come to my brain.
Yeah,
off the top of my
so
head.
that was the only kind of thing when I picked that game. I feel like it's a party game, but it's not. I understand it's not. It doesn't play a ton, so it's not maybe a party game in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, party game. So
Yep.
Clover wins party game of the year, and so then we go to game of the year. Natalie picked Mind Management with her third hot take of the. I'm just kidding.
Good one.
Jeff went with Bitoku, which is part of why I'm super excited to hear what he has to say about the next play. And
everyone sucked off Hadrian's Wall
and
again.
the game of the year goes to Hadrian's Wall. Congratulations, Hadrian's Wall winning 30% of the categories
Oh, snap.
this year. So that was the hot game of the year. So We had a lot of good stuff here though. Rolling Realms in 10, right? Winning 1.
Yeah.
Hadrian's All winning 3. Mind Management winning most innovative and kind of an upset over Destiny's there.
Yeah.
Tranquility killed it in best cooperative game. I think that's cool. That's
Yeah,
probably
it's a good
once
Yeah.
I didn't play Unsettled, but I think I did have more fun playing Tranquility. That Tranquility was a game where I wanted to just rack it over and over again until we
Yeah, it's definitely a good one.
That was
yeah.
fun.
Most thematic game, no surprise there. Destiny's wins that one. Mind Management was kind of close to it, but Destiny's definitely took that. So Clover, it was very close in So Clover Night of the Ninja at first. They were like, it was like every other. It was like Night of the Ninja, So Clover, Night of the Ninja, So Clover. Right? And then all of a sudden there was like 5 or 6 So Clovers in a row that Night of the Ninja had trouble catching up. Bitoku, of course, winning best artwork, although I was kind of surprised that it won by as much as it did.
Sure.
Because Bitoku's so new.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't really know much about it. I guess you just see the art, the box cover.
That's an easy one to vote that you haven't played. I think maybe because like all these other ones, it's like, well, I haven't played Mind Management, so I'm going to vote for this one. But with art, it's like I'm looking at it.
That's another thing that hurt some of these games. I would say, like for sure, Canopy got hurt for that.
Yeah, I kind of picked some off the wall a little bit.
No, I like that.
Like with Unsettled not getting a lot of they're hot takes. Unsettled is not getting played a ton. It's like just got out to backers a couple months ago and is I
think that's cool.
Heavier game. Oath is also like I just picked that for the colors. Canopy not getting out to a lot of people. Yeah, but
hopefully it brought a little bit of awareness to these games. So congratulations to the winners of the first ever Gamecasters Awards. I love that we have the people involved. I think it's really fun that we bring the nominees and the people select the winners based on our nominees. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
we'll do that again next year for sure. Now we move on to the last segment of the show. We are doing our top 5 lists. Now, what I like about this list is we are doing a list. Usually our lists they're not always super helpful. I feel like this list could be helpful in a way that, maybe saying my favorite Euro game that's not a Euro game, or, a game I'm smart at, is not super helpful. Euro game that's not a Euro game is actually kind of helpful. But this one is top 5 games that set up really quickly. Games that you can just kind of jump into and get going. And this is a really interesting thing for me because in an age where Natalie and I just don't play games as often as we used to, right? A good way to get us to play games is to have a game where it's super quick to set up. That really helps. So I figured we could recommend some games to you all that setup is super quick in case you are like us and time is a premium. Okay, there's millions of these games, but here are our picks. I want to go Jeff, Natalie, me this time. So Jeff, when you're ready, do you want to start us off?
Okay, so there are a lot of games that are just easy to set up. I think many. Like all roll and writes.
Sure.
Right, like every roll and write is easy.
Right.
That's for the most part, every roll and write is easy to kind of set up. A lot of card games are also very easy to set up. I'm going to try to go with some games that are maybe not
I did the same
that
thing.
genre.
Yep, I did the same thing.
So my number 5 is a game called Isle of Skye. I love that game. It's one of it's one of my favorite in that sort of auction-y bidding type of thing. But really when you're setting that game up, all the tiles are just like in a bag. And everyone gets a starting tile and a player screen.
Boom.
And some
money, figure out the end game goals and then boom.
Yeah, and that's one of the games where you're building, right? You're building what's there. So everything starts in a bag by itself that you put in the box, and then you take the bag out and you're ready to kind of play because you're drawing from the bag blindly.
For sure.
There's no setup of like make 6 stacks and split them up. It's just like you're kind of ready. So that's a game that is easy to get to the table, easy to just whip out.
That's a great game too.
Isle of Skye, yeah.
That's a good game. It's not a game you probably want to play with 2, but that is a really cool game.
Yeah.
All right, Natalie, what you got? What is your number
5? Is Las Vegas.
Oh, good call. Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
all you got to do is put out the money in the row and roll some dice. Then you're ready.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Dice rolling hilarity.
Yeah.
Fun game.
Very fun.
4 rounds. Get the most money. Boom, you're done. Game over. Put that shit away. Get to bed. fuck a lot. Boom.
Boom.
All right, number 5 for me. I have 10 written down here. And I was like,
You didn't
all
stop
of
at
these.
5?
I know. I didn't stop at 5 because I could.
That's
I felt
impressive.
like I couldn't.
I know I have a ton of honorable mentions.
Yeah, so
me
we'll
too.
go and we will go through our honorable mentions. So these aren't even necessarily in order. Number 5 for me, if you are looking to get into a crime game, there are certainly a ton of amazing ones out there. Jeff could list off 100 of them because he's played probably every single one that's come to market. The very original one that we used to play a long time ago is probably the least amount of setup, I would say. And this is Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. It's literally just a book. And then there's some newspapers and, somebody can write down some clues, but you just take the book and you start reading and then everyone listens and then just talks about what to do next. And that's it. There's no like, okay, now you get this sheet to do and here's your character card and let's put all these components on the board. It's just the books. You just read the books and go through it and try to figure it out and you suck and you do worse than Sherlock and it's fun for the first hour. And so if you're looking to get into a crime game and you don't have maybe like, you want to cut down on some setup time, go for Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Jeff, what is your number 4?
I'm subbing it out because Sherlock Holmes was my number 4.
Oh, damn. Sorry, man.
Also in the crime genre, if again you're looking to just grab something, those new those case file things, you can find them at like Target stuff. They're just like literally it's just like you open a folder and shit's just there.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's again there's no setup. Joe's played them and I think you have one.
Right. I think he gave us one.
So I'm going to sub in and out. There is I need to be specific with this one. Between Two Castles is a much better setup than Between Two Cities.
Really? Okay.
And that is the reason for that is because inside of the Between Two Castles box is a game tray. And the game trays fit the number of tiles that you are grabbing each round. So you grab 9 tiles, the stack is in 9, you take the 9 tiles, and then you draft them.
Oh, man, that's huge.
So then at the end of the game, the cleanup is a little more frustrating because at the end of the game, you're cleaning up, shuffle the tiles together, put them back in the box, and then when you're ready to play, you open up the box and they're there.
Well, that's our next list then. Clean. That's for a different list. So this is
but yes, the setup is great because again, you're grabbing those tiles. That was a little annoying with Between Two Cities, where you're kind of just like throwing the tiles in a box and then grabbing what you need, and are they flipped over? Are they not? These being pre-set stacks sets the game up a lot easier. So that's my number 4, Between Two Castles.
Freaking awesome. Natalie, what about you?
My number 4
You awake
is,
over there?
Sagrada.
Awesome. Yes, I can swap something out. Okay.
Yeah.
We just played this the other day, and basically you just put your card inside the slot, and you put out a few, the end game scoring cards, and then like the special power cards, and that's like basically it.
And that takes 2 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, it's
It
nothing.
takes long. It takes quicker to do it than it said for you to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
answer.
that. That's on my list too. I love
Good
that.
answer. Good answer.
That's a perfect game that sets up very quickly. Okay, cool. Number 4 for me is a game that I used to talk about all the time, but it just got a re-release in a big box format, and I hope that people play this game more, and it's called Hansa Teutonica. This is a Euro cube pushing game, but literally the setup is just the board, and then you have a little player board that you put cubes on top of your player board, and then there's like 2 things you see the board with, like these dinner plate tiles. You just put a couple of them out there, and you're ready to go, and that's it. And then the whole game is just the players playing each other, and it's that simple. And it's a very quick game, all told. And the setup is like nothing. So if you're looking for a nice, meaty Euro game in the middle of the heavyweight area, I would say Hansa Teutonica is a really good one that you can play very quickly because the setup is not deterrable. It's very good. It's very good. Jeff,
that's a great answer because some of those games were, you're playing on a map. You have to like you said, seed the board with all this stuff.
Yeah, you got to put
I like the ones
out
where
there.
You kind of start with the stuff. So it's like the setup is here's your bag of stuff.
Yep.
And then we're going to seed the board.
Then you seed the board.
Yeah.
Where like a game like Orleans has like the longest setup of all time because
where you're like
all those fucking components on them
and the little people on the right spots.
Yes, like
right?
that sucks.
So that's a long a long setup.
So that's my number 4, Hadrian's Wall. Or I mean, fucking Hansa.
It's always Hadrian's Wall.
I know. I saw the H there. That's like Hadrian's Wall. All right, Jeff. What is your number
Can't
3?
Get it out of his brain.
My number 3 is a game that I think we all really love. Maybe minus Natalie. So Ryan and
All two of us.
Yeah. Called Letters from Whitechapel.
Damn it, that's my number 3.
Damn.
All right, that's cool. That's good. That's amazing.
Letters from Whitechapel is easy. Open
Good
up the
thing you
box,
made
pull
it
the map
list
out,
10.
and you're ready.
Yeah, ready to go.
There is no seeing the board. The board is just a gigantic map. You just look at it.
Yep.
You put the little police
You
police
put the
tokens
prostitutes
out.
out once, don't you? And then
Yeah, the prostitutes and then the police.
Yeah. But that takes like 2 seconds.
Nothing. So
Another really good like meaty like longer game. Like a lot of these games out on this list that are quick to set up tend to be like quicker games. Like Las Vegas is like super quick. It's like a quick and like filler game. But like, Letters from Whitechapel is like a main course.
Yeah.
So that's like that's really cool.
An entree.
Yeah, it's an entree. So if you like hidden movement style games,
that's it.
Again, that can play quickly, reach for Letters from Whitechapel. All right, Natalie, what's your number 3? Great choice, Jeff.
My number 3, kind of like some of Jeff's, it's kind of because the tiles come in their own slots in the box.
Gross.
And this game is called Number 9.
All right, number 9.
Man, I just wrote that one down as a sub.
Did you really?
Yeah,
that's great, Natalie. Good
That's
answer.
a fantastic pick.
That one's you'd basically just open the box, pull out the cards, and then
flip it, and then put the thing down.
Get the tiles as needed.
Everyone's pulling the tiles from the box.
Right.
Yep.
And then put them back.
Yep, and then put it back right in the box. Yeah, it's a very good setup and cleanup game. Nice,
good job.
Nice pick. Okay. We're on number 3. Number 3 for me, I'm going to switch out here. So, okay, this one is a card. It's a card game, which we talked about earlier. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because there are so many deck building games out there. And one of the reasons that I love Ascension specifically is because of its setup time. It's literally, if you get Chronicles of the Godslayer, I mean, you can get a shit ton of different expansions and there's different stuff. But if you just get Chronicles of the Godslayer, maybe the 10th anniversary edition that just came out,
it's a good one.
It is literally just a deck of cards that you put in the middle. You get your own hand of cards, and then you go. That's it. Like Legendary is great, right? Dominion, great, but there's a lot of setup you have to do before you.
Yeah, there's
play
different
those.
piles of cards.
Piles of cards. You got to like make decks. You got to do all this kind of stuff for a lot of these things. You have to pick all this crap. Thunderstone, also it's a great game, but man, is that a long setup and it's annoying. But Ascension gives you the same awesome deck building feel with no setup at all. It is so quick to get that game up and running. And I thought it was a good game to put on this list just simply because if you're looking to add a deck builder to your collection and you're looking for a reason to get one over the other, you're hemming and hawing, look for Ascension if you want a game that is super, super, super simple and quick to get going. Once you know the rules. Very, very simple. So that's my number 3, Ascension. Jeff, we're on number 2, man.
Nice. That Ascension was on my honorable mentions. I
Cool.
thought that was that's the deck, the fast deck builder.
Right.
My number 2 is, I gotta do a little swappy. My number 2 is a game that we kind of, I think, just talked about, called Quadropolis.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And
I thought you were going to be like
Quadropolis-
Letters from Whitechapel again.
Yeah, again, it's very good.
Literally just talked about it.
And what's, again, to one of my points and then Natalie's point again, the putting it back in the box, there's those years or eras or the 4 rounds. Those are separated in the box.
That's so
you
cool.
take those out, you shuffle them up, you put them on the board. And the first round setup is quick, and then you're kind of like setting the board, the main board, every single round. But everybody just gets their own player board and these 4 tiles, and then you put the tiles out on the board, and then you're ready to go. And again, with them separated in the box, it's a quick setup and a game that has a little more depth and
there's more meat on the bones.
Than some of those other sort of just placing tiles and getting points for surrounding things. That has that cool bidding, auction-y kind of mechanic as well.
That's a great pick. I didn't even think of that one. Awesome. All right, Natalie, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is a game we picked up at Gen Con this year called Land vs. Sea.
Oh, yeah, that's on my honorable mentions as well.
Yep.
Same kind of thing. You just open up the box. All the tiles are kind of in there, and you don't have to take them out, spread them around, or do anything really with them. You just leave them in there and pick the tiles from the piles.
For sure, pick the tiles from the piles. So I got to pick the tile from the pile.
Yep.
That's a great choice, and also was on my honorable mentions list. Number 2 for me is a game that Jeff and I found at the Gen Con that we went to,
Yep.
And it is a little tile-laying 3-player game called Saikatsu.
Oh yeah.
That was on my list as well.
Very, very cool. This is I like putting this game on here because I still think it's a game that not enough people know about. And so I'm always interested in letting people know about games they maybe haven't heard of. So it's a very cool tile-laying game about birds.
Very pretty.
It's very pretty, and it came out in the same year as what the hell is that game, Jeff? Photosynthesis. So the reason I'm saying that is because this game is about perspective. The way you're looking at the board is the way your stuff will score. And so if the player to your right is looking at the board in a different way, so the tiles are going to score differently for them than they are for you. And it's just these awesome Bakelite circle tiles, and they're just in a bag. And then you just pick them out and put them on the board. Like Jeff was saying, you are seeding the board throughout the game by laying the tiles. And it's just, you put the board out and get the bag and you're ready to go. And it's that simple. And that's called Saikatsu.
I was hoping you were going to say that, or I think I might have subbed that in for my number one.
Awesome.
So my number one is a legacy game that is easy to set up.
Really?
Called My City.
Awesome.
That game is the legacy game that people can actually finish. If you are like anti-legacy game because you can't finish it because the setup is Gloomhaven and it's just a fucking beast, or you gotta play it 50 times, right? Like this game, it's 24 plays and you're playing it 3 times at once, so it's 8 plays. Because really, like, you sit down for an hour and a half, you're gonna play it 3 times through a chapter.
Sure.
There's 8 chapters. So, and again, the setup is open the box, you shuffle the polyomino deck of cards, everybody gets their player board and their bag of pieces, and that's it.
Right, and then you flip a card and start playing.
And like we've said, you're seeding your board, right? So it's kind of like you're building it instead of building it before and then doing something to it.
Right.
So that's a legacy game. I'm only two chapters away, 6 plays away from finishing that one, and that'll get finished probably in the next few months.
Wow, very cool.
My City.
My City, that's a good pick. All right, Natalie, what is it? Number one.
Number one is a cool little game called Shobu.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
An abstract
There's just not
game.
a lot of components in this game. You just place
some fucking
some stones on the thing, and you put a rope in the middle, and there you go.
Game.
Yep.
But it's actually really fun.
It is.
I love that
It's
game.
interesting and different.
I played with Ryan. He let me win that one time.
I like thought I was like, I got him, and then I was like, oh shit, he can just do that. And you were like, I'll do this, and I was like, oops. That game is so awesome. I love that game a lot.
One.
We should play that more often. That's a great pick. Number one for me is a game I accidentally blurted out earlier, and it is Hadrian's Wall, our 2021 Game of the Year winner. This game is just, Jeff talked about roll and writes. This is like the heaviest blank and write game. There's a lot of components. Again, I'm karate chopping the table. But at the beginning of the game, you just get 2 big sheets of paper in front of you, a little board, a deck of cards, and then that's it. You go, and then a pen, and then a pen. So this is a very heavy game. It's deceptively heavy. When I'm going to explain it, it's going to take a little bit of time to go through everything.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of stuff to do, but the setup is almost nothing.
This is like your modern day Star Wars Destiny. I'm excited to try it.
It's good. For this year, I think it's the best game I've played in a while. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that I'm not overhyping it. But I think it's very special.
I think he'll enjoy it.
Cool.
Well, so here's the thing. It wasn't like it came out of nowhere. Like, I wanted to play this.
Yeah,
I just didn't think I would like it as much as I did. There was so many moments in the game where I was like, oh my, well, my favorite thing is I do this to get this, then I can do this, then oh my God, if I do that and get that and get that, then I do this. And that's all Hadrian's Wall is all about. That's like the whole game is just that. And so that's
the best part of roll and writes.
Yeah, right. That's the greatest part. And that's all this game, right. That's like why roll and writes are so fun.
I remember when I didn't know anything about it and I saw the pads of paper on the table and I was like, ooh, what is this?
Wow, what's going on here?
Natalie's like, I'm an accountant. I like all these papers.
Yeah, exactly. Because they are very spreadsheety. You take all the artwork away, Okay, so what are honorable mentions for you guys?
I had Codenames. or any of the Codenames.
Yeah, great.
Which on a side note, Devin and I played Codenames Duet, which
hell yeah, finally.
Is that your first time playing?
Yeah, we played it 5 times.
That's awesome.
I mean,
we
is
went,
it not?
We went
the
like 2 and we went 3 and 2. We won 3 times, lost twice.
Holy crap!
pretty good.
That's incredible.
Well, okay, so the first we played on the 9-9 level, right? So you get like 9 misses or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
that thing is,
Yep.
9 turns.
Mhm.
We did
9
that the
turns.
first 2 times. And then we tried like the harder ones, and we
For
lost
fuck's
some
sake,
of the harder ones.
The harder ones. Jesus Christ, dude, we will play the 9 version 6 times and win once, maybe.
We got
It's so hard
some.
for us.
I feel like we had some nice clues, and then we got we went to like the 8-turn one and we had like 6 tiles left. We were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fun, and Devin liked it a lot more than she thought too. So I think that could be an easy one to play a lot. So
Agreed,
any of the
man.
code names is on my list of setting up and playing. I have any roll and write is what I had down.
Right.
yeah.
King of Tokyo, everybody just gets a thing. Everybody just gets a little dial,
Yep,
and then you can
for
set
sure.
that up. Love Letter, I had number
yeah.
9. Any of the Azules
Yep,
are very
Azules
easy
one.
to set up. I had I had Ascension, and then I had 52 card pickup.
There's no setup. It's all
That's
cleanup.
easy setup.
Yeah.
The cleanup's
Yeah,
a
it's all cleanup.
bitch,
Setup's,
but man,
setup's great. The cleanup sucks.
the cleanup is easy.
That's awesome. What about you, Natalie?
I also had micro macro,
That's a great one.
Good
Oh,
one.
damn, that's a good choice.
medium, heist.
A heist, yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. That's a cool one.
Like the mind.
Yeah, all the card. Those card
Yeah, I
names.
left out all those. Yeah,
Yeah.
I left out.
Yeah,
the
me
cards.
too.
Strike.
Those could have been the whole lists.
What'd
Yep.
you say?
Strike.
Strike's a good one. Yeah, right. That could be. That's why I said there's like millions of them.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
Like the crew, stuff like that. Yeah.
very cool.
It's
Okay,
pretty-
I had Sagrada on there, Land versus Sea. Also, Dice Throne. So while I haven't totally figured out what recipe to make me love that game yet, I recognize the setup is one of the best things ever about it.
Yeah.
It's just put
It's
that out there.
nothing.
And then Nova Luna was another one that I had on
Oh,
there,
good one.
I like
which
that
is
game.
a good game. Another, but again, it's all. It does look like a lot of these stuff are you're the one seeding the board in a lot of these games.
Yeah.
So that is our top 5 games that set up really quickly. Hopefully that list can help you find a game that can, maybe be a little bit heavier possibly and fit into a time slot that you didn't think you had.
Yeah, get it to a table, right? I always think about these games that you bring to like a party.
Yeah.
You bring somewhere to a friend's house and who might not want to play games, and it's like, oh, let's play this game, and you set it up for 45 minutes, and they're like, I'm not
Right.
playing it.
Like,
Right.
no,
Right,
and
you
then you
wanna,
still
like-
have to explain it. Like, hey.
Yeah.
You need the energy up, and you set it up, and you're ready.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, exactly. That's why a lot of like these are good games where like if there's like you said, if there's like an impromptu game night, oh shit, okay, let me grab Hansa Teutonica if you want a big game. Otherwise, you should have a game set up before the people get there.
Right.
But if you can't do that, these are great games to be able to do and not lose the attention of your guests.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right. Thank you for that, guys.
So that's going to do it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both of those accounts service the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters and you'll find us there. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. If you like the show, we'd love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We've also got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters. There's also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters, Mad Board Gamer, Gateway gear. So head on over to thegatewaynetwork.com/store. Please follow me and consider subscribing on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamecasters. So for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I'm Ryan, and you have been listening to The Gamecasters. Good night, everybody.